All right, let's get into it. So let's get this open here. We're going to take out... Oh, look at that. So we're just going to look at one for now, really quick, and then we're going to take out all the rest.
You're going to get familiar with it.
In its clamshell form. Look at that. Blister pack, whatever you want to call it, right? Packaging.
Look at that eye. My goodness.
Yeah. Not taped down or anything. Very easy to get into. Let's see if it doesn't fall out when I hold it up like this. So that's that.
Doing good so far.
Yeah, so far so good. Let's see how it goes, taking it out. It's got a little blister in the front to hold it together. I don't think this was on the original. There is a blister protecting the fins on the back side of it, so that's cool. I don't remember that in the original. It might have been. It's been on since 2022. Everything seems to be intact.
Look at that.
Look at that. Let me just put this in there.
Someone get the Sum 41 song revved up. I'm feeling it.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to have to put this all back together later. That does not want to cooperate. So yeah, let's take a look at this. Let me just get that light on for you guys there. Okay, so.
Wow.
There it is.
Bro's eyes. Oh.
Yeah, look at that. That looks pretty good. I mean, the eyes look
really
great.
Good.
Yeah. So we're gonna get closer looks at this figure in a second. We just wanted to see what it looked like out of the box. There's some dorsal warpage from the heat being in the packaging. If you ever get these things and you see some bent dorsal spines, just take your hair dryer and that'll straighten it all out right there. There's not a lot of paint, and this was an issue with the first one too. There's not a lot of paint on this part of the tail. So we'll definitely go through that. But let's unbox all four of these guys. We've got, look at that, 1, 2.
Jesus.
Yeah, we got 3. There we go. So let's get to them. Let's unbox all these guys. Let's take a look at our variants, because that's what we're worried about while we're doing this. Rob, feel free to highlight any questions while I'm doing this.
Alrighty, so let's see, questions. No wonky eye, huh? Not so far, so it seems.
I mean, at least in that one.
Okay.
Those
plates look 10 times better. I want to eat it. Me too. Who's this Godzilla character that people speak of? Hi, Parrots account. How you doing?
Oops. I accidentally, the clamshell just decapitated one of the tail pieces.
Uh-oh. Never seen that happen to Godzilla
It slammed on top of it, and it just went boop. Okay. I don't know why this one went on well, but it's weird. So there's our 2 for 2. The eyes look good on both of these so far.
Nice and bright. And I dig that expeditiously.
Yeah. Let's take a look at our third one here.
We need a Beyblade and Godzilla collaboration. Sweet Jesus. That's a name I've not heard in a long time.
Okay, we're 3 for 3. There they are.
God.
Having that extra blister in there is making it difficult to put it all back together. There is nothing in the box, no manual, by the way, because this figure doesn't come with anything, so they usually don't go that far into putting a manual if there's nothing else in there. Even for hands, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't for hands. I know they do that with the legendary Godzillas, but they just put it on the flap usually. All right, let's unbox this last one right here.
I wasn't going to get this reissue, but now I'm considering it. I feel you there, fam.
Yeah, wait until you see the comparison with the original. Just wait.
They look so crispy. They do. They look quite freaking good.
Okay. And we got our 4 for 4. Here we go. Let's just get them all there. Look at that. I feel like I have a bunch of pet lizards right now, and I'm just lining them up for the camera. All right, guys, do your thing for TikTok.
It's cricket time.
Oh my God, yes. Have you seen that on there? It's just like a whole bunch of videos of lizards feet eating crickets and like fancy dishes and bow ties and stuff.
Oh, that's adorable.
They like, it's like a whole chef experience or something like that.
Sweet.
Okay.
Jesus.
I gotta figure out what's going on with that one. So this is probably the box that I'm gonna keep anyway, so. Okay, so there's all 4 of these guys. I'm gonna go on the other side of the camera right now so I can control it and we'll have a little bit of a better view of everything.
I'm gonna scratch one of those with a penny.
No, don't do that. No scratching. Oh.
Dorky Films, you're a madman.
All right, I'm just gonna get some, I'm putting on some overhead lights. I forgot to turn them on, so I'm gonna turn those on really quick. And then we're gonna get a good look at all 4 of these guys.
Homie on the far right looks like he just got told a really bad joke.
Yeah.
He's like, oh.
There they are. Let's get a little bit closer.
A little bit closer.
Rob's all for being a little bit closer, right?
I'm all about the eye fucking.
It's
Part
just
of my
about,
French.
we're just gonna get a little intimate, that's all. Okay, so here we go. Let me just kind of pose these a little bit better so that they're looking a little bit downwards and not having a slack jaw. How's that sound? We don't like slack jaws.
No, but I love those orange eyes, man. Jesus.
So these haven't been posed or anything. I just literally took them out of the box and we're just taking a look. There we go. Hi.
How you
That's
doing?
not so bad. It's not so bad. That one's got, you know, this eye on on the left side. So this side right here is a little bit higher.
Mm.
Let's see this one right here. That one's not bad. That one looks great. I like that one. This one also looks good too. Let me just kind of position the head so it's a little bit more straight. Yeah, that one looks good too.
Where's his other pupil?
Let's turn it around a little bit. So there's a pupil on that side, and then we got... Actually, you know what? Yeah, you're right. This one's a little bit higher up on the left side. It's front-facing still, but it's a little bit higher on the right side, so this side right here.
He's sneezing.
Yeah. It still looks good, though. Okay. And then we've got our last one right here. This guy.
He might be the best one. Damn.
Yeah. Not bad. They all look good. I'm actually pleasantly surprised. Because these use dot matrix. They don't use decals. So right off the bat, let me push these a little bit further back so we get them all in the frame here. So, you know, the biggest thing I already can tell you guys that's the biggest difference from the original and this one right here is that the paint job is completely different. And it's more in line with the promo. Definitely more in line with the promo, which was more of a blue color, which honestly, when I first saw that promo the first time, I was like, I don't really like a blue Godzilla, but it works. It works okay.
I think the eyebrows is a suit accurate thing, no? Might be. Do you know anything about that, Michael?
What's that?
The eyebrows. I don't know. Wait. Is something about the eyebrows?
So, we'll get into sculpt in just a second, but from what I can tell, there's no difference in the sculpt. Usually when we do reissues in the line, there's no changes to the physical sculpt. It's only things like paint and joint tolerance, because the mold hasn't changed at all. It's literally just a reprint. And I think that what you're going to see is that maybe that when the eyes are placed in the right positions, the eyebrows that look maybe a little not symmetrical or whatever, they don't. It looks okay when the eyes are done right. So, but yeah, these look great. Let me get a shot down here of this. Yeah. So, he's doing a little bit of a twist. Let's get that fixed, huh?
He's doing the Tommy Pickles hardcore.
So yeah. So here's. They look good. I'm impressed so far.
I just love those eyes, man. They just leap right out at you.
Even the paint on the toes look good too.
Are they penny resistant? Underrated joke, Rob. Thank you.
Okay, so the format of this, guys, for anybody that's just joining us, what we're going to be doing now is we're going to go over the sculpt and paint and the articulation, and then we're going to go over variance between all four of those figures. And then we're going to do a comparison with the original. Actually, you know what? Let's do the comparison of the original first. Let's do that, because I think a lot of people are very interested in that. So let's do that.
Let's do it.
We're going to put these guys off to the side. We'll start with the comparison of the original, because I know we got to know, right?
Oh,
so
Jesus.
Here is the original compared to the reissue. And right off the bat, I hope you guys can see it as well as I see it here. Yeah, look at that.
Wow.
Very big difference there in the paint. You know, one is that more traditional Godzilla color. So for anybody just wondering, just joining in, this is the OG right here, and then this one is the reissue.
Sheesh.
So, you know, the question is if you're going to get the reissue and you have the original, does it make the original obsolete? I think it just depends on your tastes, what you like in representation of Godzilla. You know, do you like the more traditional charcoal gray, or do you like this new blue color?
I'm sorry.
Let's look at
the
for
eyes.
The eyes.
The eyes.
The eyes are
killing me, bro. They're so nice and bright.
Yeah. So, and here's a big difference with the eyes is that the original right here, its eye pupils are very large, and it's got a lot of black wash around the eye socket area. So it makes the orange paint a lot smaller in coverage, right? Now the reissue right here, the pupil is a lot smaller, and the black wash that they have, it's not really a wash, it's a dot matrix paint job still, but it's significantly dialed into the socket, so there's just more orange, and the orange is just a flat orange. It's a very bright orange. But I think this is highly effective in what they were trying to convey in the first place, was that original orange glow effect without having to have actual translucent eyes.
Yeah, they killed it this time, I think.
And there's still, you know, now that I'm looking at both of them, there's very little weathering details on the original right here. Yeah, there's very little original weathering details on this. But on the new one, there's a lot of different weathering patterns, especially in the abdomen, the chest area, even right here.
Oh, yeah.
There's definitely some weathering going on. So I think that adds a little bit more to the sculpt. Let's look at the side view of these guys right here. Let me just kind of fix this. So, and I don't know if you notice this one stands taller than the original.
Welcome
and I
to
don't
my
really
world,
have
Michael.
it. I don't really. Maybe. I think it is a little bit taller, and I don't think it's a sculpt change. It might be posing. Yeah. Okay. I think there's something going on with it. So we'll take a look inside to see what's going on. But from what I can tell, this looks like the torso is sitting higher on this figure than this figure. Because this one, there's no gap right here, but this one, there's a gap on the back side of it, like this. I don't know if you guys can see that.
Oh, yeah.
But I can see that there's definitely a difference in the height. So there's something going on here at the waist area that's making this one stand taller, which is actually good in my opinion, because it should be a little bit taller. Because when I, stood it next to Gigan 2004, I was like, it's kind of small compared to that one. So we'll see. But off the bat, check out the dorsal paint. This one's got more of a blue. The OG's got more of a blue color, and then the reissue has more of a bone coloration to it. Let me just reposition this guy up so we're looking down at them a little bit. There we go. Yeah, what do you think of that?
I like that.
Yeah, I actually prefer this a lot more than this over here.
Yeah, I'd have to agree.
And I'm looking at the promo over here on my side, and the reissue looks a lot closer to the promo, significantly closer. Let's take a look at the back side. It's not so bad. I mean, it's just night and day with that color scheme right there, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Wow.
The one thing I do see that is kind of consistent from the original is the lack of paint on the dorsals on the tail. On camera, it doesn't look so bad, but in person, I'm just like, you can see the fall off right there, right? And it's both on the original and the new one.
Yeah, it starts in the same place. Huh.
And I'm looking at the promo. The promo, it's fully painted down there. So something happened. If anybody's wondering where these were manufactured, these were manufactured in Vietnam, not China. And we've known that the Vietnam factory has had its issues. It's not perfect by any means. Other figures in the line that were released in Vietnam were Monster X. The Godzilla 2021 figure was released on there. Jet Jaguar 73 was released in Vietnam. Came from Vietnam. And the Elemental Hero Flame Wingman also came from Vietnam.
Interesting.
So, but yeah, that's our... Let's get a little bit closer. Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
You can already see just how much of a difference.
I just love those eyes so much. I'm sorry, you're going to hear me say it a million times tonight.
No, it's good. It's good.
I love those friggin' eyes.
The mouth paint is pretty consistent between both of them. So that doesn't look like it's changed. So this tells me that it's more of a conscious change to make this more blue than the original right there. Especially if the mouth paint can still mostly look the same. But you can even see, like what I was talking about, the eye paint, the eye shadow around the edges is just a lot thicker on this version. Like even if we were to look at the same side, right? The pupil's just a lot smaller. But you know what? Some people might like this a lot better on the original. With a little bit more eye makeup around it, right?
He was part of that era, man. He was part of that era. The Guyliner era.
Right. So I can't really hold these side by side without giving you guys a good look. But this is the original dorsal right there.
It does have a bluish hue, doesn't it?
It is it's a bluish white and gray. And then with the new one, it's more of a bone-ish, grayish, bluish. Actually, it's gray. It's actually a gray color. The blue is definitely not present on it.
Interesting. Very interesting. Yes.
And I'm looking at these other ones over here, the other reissues that we got. So this one's got some interesting streaks, like the coverage for the dry brushing is kind of odd on this right here. If I were to compare it with one of these other guys, it doesn't seem as present. So this is probably a part that's going to vary. I don't want to get too far into variance comparison right now, but that's just something I really noticed really quick. So let's look at the claws. So here is the claws of the original. They're not bad. They're all right. They've got some nice blending on there. They're actually one of the better Godzilla hands that are out there. when it comes to
Helps that
paint
his
application.
claws are so huge.
Yeah. So they're not. Yeah, I like the blending. The blending's really nice on this. And then when we compare it to the new one, it doesn't seem to have much of a change. It might be a little, actually might have a little bit more of that brown color that's on the claw. Let's bring the other one in really quick. I think the original looks a little bit darker in some spots, but it's just sharper. I think that's what I want to say. It's sharper in the new one. And since we have the chest over here, so as I was mentioning earlier, there's really not much of a wash going on or anything. No shading in the original. It's just, it's mostly one color. It's really not a lot going on. But when we look at the new one here, I mean, look at that. You've got some black shading right there. Some weathering effect right there. It looks, I just love it when they do it like that. It just makes it look a little bit better.
I agree.
Let's look at the claws on the feet there. So here's the claws on the feet of the original.
Bro got athlete's foot.
Yeah, it got really white towards the tips right there. It's not an airbrush blend effect. It's definitely dry brushing that's going on with this original piece.
Coffee stains.
Yeah, that's what it reminds me of. Or like a wood stain.
Yeah. Mahogany.
I mean, it's not too different. It's mostly this, it's very similar. Maybe a bit on the lighter side. Not bad.
No.
Put them both in the frame so you guys can take a look. Yeah, so it's definitely more coffee colored on the original.
I can respect that.
Yeah.
Can you smell the figure to see if the scent has improved?
You know what? When I opened these guys up, they didn't have that factory smell. So maybe Vietnam's factories use less chemicals in their bath. I don't know. The Angerus figure was mighty potent with that fresh factory smell. But these guys, I'm not smelling too much things with them. And then let's do the tail comparison of this right here. So here's the original. So like I said, you can see the fall off. It happens right here. It happens in the same spot on the new one as well. But this is the original. And then here is the reissue.
That is interesting. Especially since it's solicited, like, fully painted. Here it's like a dusting.
Yeah, I mean, even here on the back side of it, it's not even painted all the way to the tip.
Oh, boy.
And I think it's like that on the original, too. Yeah, it's the same way.
Okay.
So for whatever reason, Vietnam is not painting the tail correctly all the way to the tip. So just kind of twisting that a little bit. But yeah, that's the original. Get an up top view of that right there. This is the original. And then here is the reissue.
They both got them frosted flakes.
Yeah. So that's the comparison with the original with the new one right there. So how are we feeling about this, Rob? What do you think? Are you digging the original more? Do you like them both? How are we feeling?
Really love the reissue, dude. The eyes, the weathering on the body, now that I know it's there, the dorsal fins being so white, but no, seriously, it's the eyes. The eyes just, they scratch that mental itch. I don't know why, but they do. I don't know, just like the lighter coloring of it all, too. It's just, it's like that would stand out, you know?
Yeah, for me personally, I do like the original coloration still, so I don't think I'm gonna get rid of it or anything like that. I'll use it for like for any photography that requires any daytime shots, you
Mm,
know. But for the nighttime shots, like when he's in Antarctica, this will be the one that I'm going to be using the reissue for that.
yeah, I mean,
As far as
I'm
definitive goes, I'm still kind of going back and forth right now in my head. So let's see how it goes after the comparison. Somebody just wrote carrots. Oh, that
carrots.
was it. Oh, rats. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so let's get into the actual variance comparison of all four.
Yes. Sean Connery.
So we'll pose these up similarly. Let me just kind of back up a little bit. I'm gonna get these kind of posed similarly. So far, I mean, just based off of handling it just right now, it's not so bad. You have to wonder, you know, it's the trouble when you unbox live like this. You haven't handled these figures, so you don't know if they're going to fall apart, if they're going to stay together or anything like that.
Yeah. Wait,
What's up?
am I bugging? I think I might be bugging. It almost looks like the one you just added. It looks like he's missing a piece for his neck. Maybe it's just the angle.
It just needs to be pushed down.
Oh, okay. There we go. Haha. All right.
There's only two pieces. They for some reason in the box, they kind of like, I don't know, these pieces are kind of like all over the place. Like one of them was like really up. This part's a floating piece, so you can just push that down. You don't have
Okay.
to worry about that being in the way. But good
Crisis
catch.
averted.
Yeah, right. Like what?
I agree, Daniel. You could literally see those eyes from across the room. They really are. Like, damn.
Yeah, they look good.
They look
Okay.
very, very good.
Trying to
Highlighter
get
orange.
these. Okay. So I think I've got them all in a similar position right now. So we're just going to kind of compare all four. I'm going to get in front of them. Let's make sure we don't have any crooked mouths. We're not going to be like the Godzilla stream, right? Man, when they posed that, I was just like, man, fix the freaking mouth. And everybody immediately just started sharing that screen grab of the mouth. I was like, oh, guys.
Yeah, that spread very, very quickly.
Yeah, you just have to remember that Godzilla store is a bunch of old men posing stuff and probably don't really handle toys a lot, so.
That's why they have to hire you, Michael.
I know, right?
And then nobody will ever think you're a Bandai again. Now they'll just think you're Toho.
Oh my god. When's the next -1 coming out?
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
Oh, I got these angled towards me, not the camera. Let me fix that. Okay, so here's all four of them lined up for y'all.
Mm.
Man, they do look good.
They do.
They all look good. Every single one of them. I just looking at them straight off the bat, I'm not seeing any issues. So let's kind of go over, we'll start with the head. Let's go for the head for all of them, okay?
Yes.
So we're going to get up close. I'm just going to kind of scoot them in and out of the shot. So here's our first one, straight on. I know everybody likes a straight on look. Not so bad.
Meow.
Let me just turn this guy down a little bit. It's a little hot. So here's our straight on look of the figure number 1. And then here's our figure number 2. Just get that angled. This one's a little stiff in the head. This is why I like to heat them up, but I'm not doing it this time because it's really warm in my apartment right now.
Final Wars is cross-eyed, 400
Right?
points added.
Yeah. Not bad. And then now we got our third one here. I mean, they all look good. They look really So I think the first and the third one have really good eyes. They're mostly straight
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
And then we got our fourth one right here.
He's seeing Andromeda right now.
Right. Fourth one,
Yep.
the fourth one isn't too bad. It's got, this
No.
eye is a little bit, the pupil's just a little bit higher. It's not a cardinal sin where it's like completely wonk, right? Going in a whole different direction.
Yeah. He's
But as
not
far
looking
as-
at you or the beer
Yeah.
coaster that you didn't put down on his favorite coffee table.
There's your side view. That's not bad. Here's this guy right here. We're back to figure number 3.
Oh, yeah. Intense.
I mean, I like it. I really do.
I do too. They're so shiny and bright.
So I know some people have said that the sculpt of the head, it's not anywhere like the suit, right? And I think I know why. I was just looking at it the other day, and I think the reason why is because the upper mouth right here, it just kind of goes straight, right? It's just kind of straight into the cheek. And on the suit, it kind of frowns a little bit towards the end right there. So I think that's what is different between the suit and doing this version. And because of that, it makes the mouth look a lot bigger when you look at it from the front. So if you guys do this, you can look it up online. There's a photo of the suit front facing. It's like a guide, a visual guidebook. And you can see what I'm talking about, where this back part of the cheek right here kind of frowns, kind of goes downward versus straight. And I think that's what makes this figure look a little bit unique. Here's number 2.
Hi, number 1.
The teeth are okay. The OG of this figure didn't have the greatest paint on the teeth, and this one, it's a little bit better, but it's not fully painted. It's definitely dry brushed. It's not so bad. And then we're going to go back to number 1. Get that side view of number 1.
Jeez.
I think the pupil being smaller is definitely very effective.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's look at the dorsals on all 4 of them. So we've already saw number 1, but I'm going to do it again. So here's number 1's dorsals. It's like on the edges, somebody mentioned to me that it looked a little like rub off. And it doesn't look like rub off to me. It looks like it's an intentional dry brush effect.
The rat Goji cometh.
Let's look at the back side of it.
Yeah, if something like that is present on all of them and on the sides and everything, I would take that more as a stylistic thing than anything else.
Yeah.
I think it looked cool.
I think if you didn't have the original to compare it with, it looks fine. So that's figure number 1. Let's look at number 2.
Number 2.
Number 2 definitely has less of that dry brush line on the ridges right there. It's definitely still there though, especially towards the bottom. Look at the backside. I really like the color of these dorsals this time around. These look fantastic.
I just like that bro's like technically blue.
Yeah, it's a different kind of tint, right? I need to heat that up. It's really stiff at the base of the tail.
He's a hard ass.
This guy's back's all twisty. There we go.
Got to send him to the chiropractor.
Yep, let's look at this side. Not bad.
Final Wars has scoliosis confirmed.
All right, and here's number 3. Here's number 3. Yeah,
that's why he was so pissed off in the movie.
I'm gonna chalk this up to this is just your typical variants that you get. Like there was a direction that these guys were given because it's not painted by one person; it's painted by many people. So you're going to get some variance with that dry brush effect right there. But it seems consistent where you have this line that goes on the side like that. It seems pretty consistent. So it's got to be done on purpose.
Mm.
Because that is not on the original. The original doesn't have those lines like that. I mean, at least on the original that I have.
Mm.
I like this one. The number 3's dorsals are looking pretty good, actually.
Very, very white.
And then let's look at number 4.
Did the suit have these lines, or is this just Tamashi having fun?
I don't think it had those lines in there. I think it was more like the original release where it's just well blended. I don't think these lines were present.
Gotcha.
So I think this is definitely a factory issue.
Scoliosis and pigeon toed. That's why he was so pissed in the movie. Pigeon toed.
All right.
Oh, glorious.
Was that our 4th one right there, or was that the 3rd one?
I believe that was the 4th one.
Okay, so that was all those guys. Okay, so let's look at the chest now.
Yes.
Between all of them. So you got your weathering right there. It's not so bad. Looks good. You can see it right here, especially in the abdomen area, the chest part. Even on the parts of the legs. From the side. I like it. Let's look at number 2. I think that's stronger on number 2. The weathering details on number 2, especially right here at the thigh area.
Got crotch weathering. Hell yeah.
Look at them both. I mean, it's there. Maybe they're both the same. It's not bad. Let's look at number 3. Oh, number 3. I accidentally bumped it a little bit too much.
Now my scoliosis is worse.
There's number 3.
Definitely looks a little bit more intense in the abdominal for number 3. I think. Maybe.
Here's number 2. I think 2 is actually more intense still. I think
I think you're right.
I think there's more, definitely more on the thigh on number 3. 3 has definitely more weathering effect on that. And then here's number 4. I mean, it's pretty consistent, honestly. It really is.
I mean, he certainly doesn't look like a Dalmatian, so that's great.
Right? Woof.
Big wolf.
Let's look at the legs. So this will be a little interesting. We'll look at the claws of the legs and the hands in just a second for all of them. But, you know, it's mostly... Here's that one. That was number 1. Here's number 2. It looks good on number 1. It's a little bit lighter on number 2. Just a little bit. It was a little bit darker on number 1. I'll bring them both into frame so you can see. So 1 is definitely a little bit darker than number 2.
Oh, yeah, you can actually tell. Holy hell. Hey, that rhymed.
Yeah.
Poet.
It doesn't... I still like it, though. I still like number 2. It's not so bad. And then we have number 3. 3 is good. Without airbrush blending, I think it looks good. Like Anguirus has that airbrush effect. It's not so much of a dry brush, but it actually looks really good. They're very glossy too on the toes on this one right here. Very glossy. And then here's number 4.
Why are oranges called oranges, but apples not called red?
It's true. It's the
It
dilemma of a
is.
lifetime right there.
Yeah, it's the miracle of the human error right there.
Right.
But who
Precisely.
wants to drink red juice? You know? It's like
All right.
apple juice.
So
Ah, that's refreshing.
we're gonna look at the claws of the hands. Since I
All
kind of got
right.
ahead of that, we'll do that.
Digits.
You know what? Let me move these a little bit closer. So here's number 1. Then we got number 2. It's a little lighter on this hand right here.
Mm. Oh yeah. Oh
And
yeah, I
this one's
see
got
it
a little bit
now.
of a this one's got a little bit of a lighter paint job on the hands. That's number 2. There's our number
Yes.
3.
If you guys could be any Godzilla variant, who would it be?
A variant? You mean incarnation?
I think so. I think that's what they're
I
getting at.
mean, that's the same as my favorite suit. I'll take 1994 Godzilla. Thank you very much.
I like to be in pain all the time, so Shin Godzilla.
Mmm. Rob wants to burn.
I just want to see the world burn.
All right. So there's that. Let's look at the last part. This is just the run down the tail tip right here for all of these guys. So let's run down the tail tip for all of these, and then I'll put them up for one last comparison. So here's the tail tip, or the tail top. I wonder if there's weathering detail on the bottom of it. Let's take a look.
Yeah, exploratory surgery.
No weathering detail, but it is very nicely textured.
Detail you can feel.
The top view of that tail. Yeah, it's just kind of a miss on the tail. You know, from a distance though, you're looking at it, it's like, okay, yeah, there's some, but it is a miss.
Mm.
Let's look at number 2.
I pick Godzilla Earth because I'm chubby. Chubby, grumpy, sick beard.
Let's look at the top layer of number 2. Yeah, there's just like a whole row that's not even painted. Both sides aren't even painted. It's just the middle section.
That is weird.
And it's like that for the original too. So for
Was the
whatever reason,
original? Was the
I'll bring it
original
out again.
Vietnam? Or
It
was that
is.
China?
They're both Vietnam.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
Here's number 3.
Interesting.
Yeah, they're both from Vietnam. So here's number 3. We'll look at the top of it.
Hmm. Oh, Dagon, this would be Godzilla 2004 from Final Wars.
Yes. And then here's the 4th one. I think the 4th one's tail actually has the most coverage for what coverage there is.
Hmm. It's such a random thing to happen.
Right?
Very random.
I mean, and here's the thing too, is that when they do their solicitations, there's big words on there that say, you know, paint may vary from solicitation to final product. There could have been feedback after this was done and they just, you know, Toho or somebody went in and they were just like, hey, you got to change it so it looks more like this. All
Could
right.
very well be.
So let's get all 4 of them back in frame here.
Yes.
We're going to bring that back a little bit. There we go. So there's all 4 of them. I would say, based off what we have seen so far, that consistency seems very present within all four of these figures right here when it comes to sculpt and paint. Getting a close look at the head, there is no change in the eyebrow sculpt. So it's pretty much the same. It's all the eye placement. It's like a trick of the eye that's making it look good for once, but that's just kind of where we're at with that. I think it's pretty consistent though, I would say. What do you think, Rob?
Yeah. I mean, getting them all together, the claws, the dorsals, and even just the weathering on the body. It's seems like each one pretty much follows the same route, so to say. And I'm going to remain consistent by saying my favorite part of this is just the friggin' eyes. Those things are awesome.
Yeah. I think my favorite is the weathering that they've added to the main body. I think that adds significant more style to the figure.
Yeah, it's a good choice on their part. Make the figure brighter, but then add some weathering to it. You giveth, you taketh, and then you giveth again.
We'll do one more of the, actually we'll do a side view like this. They're gonna have to be stacked because you can't really do a side view that well. But yeah, so there's our side view.
White.
Yeah, I do like the change in the dorsal color. And now we'll get a shot from the back side of all four.
I like the blue color since we have loads of charcoal black Gojis. Reminds me of when he breaks out of the ice.
I think so too. And you know, somebody on a Discord server had pointed out it's a weird choice that they went with the blue. And I looked at the original promo photos and I was like, that it is blue in the promo photos in the first place. And then there is a really cool style guide out there that shows the front view, the back view, and the side view of the 2004 suit. And it's got that blue lighting on it. So I think that is genuinely what they probably aimed for when they were doing the prototype process of this. So just a theory, not a fact.
And that's just a theory.
Just a theory.
An articulation series theory.
Aha. So there it is, guys. Before we move on into articulation, let's take some questions really quick. Anybody got any questions of variance? About the variance?
Yes. Lay it on us. We are here to help you.
There's the comment, yeah. I like the blue color, yeah. Dagon. He says it's cut off a little bit here, but it says, be for real, like if you give any ideas from Toho, what will be making more Godzilla figures like GMK or GXK, or from the newer versions from Godzilla Evolved or from 2019? I mean, it's different, right? I think here in the US, the Legendary stuff sells really, really well. A lot of people, Western fans, really get in on that. So, whereas the Japanese folks over there, domestic side, they'll probably equally go for both classic and new. Game theory? Maybe.
Rest in peace.
I got one. So what happens if you put the 4 of them right beside 54 Godzilla? Then there'll be 5 figures, right?
Yeah.
we'll save that stuff for later, though. When I'll break out the figures to compare, we'll do that later. We'll take requests of which figures you guys want to see. When can we get a Final Wars with a carrot hat? Yo, what's up with the carrot talk here?
Yeah, there's
I've seen it a couple times in the chat. What's going on with the carrot stuff here? Is there something I'm missing? So we're taking. So let's keep questions on these guys right here. Okay, to the 2004 variants. Do you guys have any questions about that? We'll answer other questions later.
Mm.
I don't know, carrots. Yeah. So legs, yes, the sculpt is pretty much the same. Reissues don't generally change sculpt. It's usually just paint variants. That's what you can usually count on when they do reissues. That's to say that these are different. A reissue is different from like a decisive battle version. Those are not considered reissues. Those are whole brand new products. They have different paint schemes, special color versions. Those are different. But for a reissue like this, it's going to be 1-to-1. And here's a good example of that. The 1999 Gamera figure, that got a Kyoto decisive battle version, and they changed the head sculpt on that.
And it looked great.
And it was a massive improvement. I think both Japanese and Western feedback were just like, yo, what happened to this 1999 head when it first came out?
Bro looked like he got stung by bees.
Just really interested to see the articulation on the reissue. Have always thought 04, the articulation. Yeah, we're going to get into articulation in just a second for it, so we'll take a look. Imagine having stop motion camera and if Final Wars beat the living hell out of the... Okay. Yeah, I mean, it would be fun. I'm wondering if I should ask, or if I should stick to my OG or sell it and get this one. It's tough because I like the charcoal black on the OG, but the eyes and the spines are better on these. Yeah. So, weigh your options. Do you need two 2004 Godzillas? And if you do want them both, how would you use them? Would you use them for different diorama displays? Do you just like having them just to look at because you like the differences? It's up to you.
I agree.
Okay. Oh, last question. Never mind. These are all about 2000. Okay, we're going to get into that stuff later, okay? All right, let's get into articulation. We're going to just go with number 1 for articulation demonstration, okay?
Let's see what we got going on here.
Okay, so we're going to start with the head first. I'm thinking, you know what? We'll stay zoomed out for now. Okay, so starting with the head. One of the things from the original 2004 Godzilla is I know that the head does not turn to look down. I don't think that has improved. It's probably going to fall off if you make it go down. Yep, that's as far as it's going to go. And that's because of its internal right here.
Oh, yeah.
The way it's designed, it's a double barbell system, and the neck is designed to look up really, really high. So when you push down, the sculpt of the front goes, I don't know if you guys can get this, but it looks, let me zoom in. So, yeah, let me zoom in for a second, okay? So the issue with looking down with this figure is that this piece is going higher up, and then you have the ball joint right there, but then this part goes down. So when you're going in for articulation to look downward, they conflict, and because this joint isn't so long, you just can't make it look down more than just like that. That's basically it. That's as far as it's going to look down. The rest of your neck movement is going to come from the actual neck itself, not the head, because when we put this back together, you're going to see, oh, I got to push this back down. That's the other thing. If this disconnects because it's on a floating barbell joint like that, you have to get it on just perfectly. Otherwise, it's going to move backwards. Yeah. So when it comes to looking up, it is designed really to look so much up. Yeah. Let's get that mouth open there. So it's just designed to look up more than it is to look down. And that's why it's sculpted this way. So downward movement, you're going to want to use the neck to do that. So when you do that, push this part in when you want it to look down. Push that part in. You're going to grab it by the back of the neck. Don't grab it from the head. Grab it from the back of the neck to look downward. And then there you go. Look at that.
Oh,
This guy's
yeah.
looking all the way down.
Damn. Pardon my French.
Yeah, it's all in the neck. It's all in the neck, not the head. So when you're moving that, just avoid having the head only look down. Use it from the neck. And there's your front view of that. So let's get into... So as far as twisting goes, twisting, same thing. Actually, not even the same thing. Twisting's okay. You can twist it by the head. It's not going to fall off or anything like that. Probably will if you go 360. Let's try it. Oh, no. Stays on.
Mm,
How about that?
a surprise.
So it stayed on for 360. Just can't make it look down. That's all. It's just there's a confliction right here at the very front. Just right there. So that's going to be a little difficult to do. And you know what? Just for fun, I'm going to show you guys just what it looks like. So that's how it sits.
Oh.
It sits like that.
Mm.
So when you have it look down, it's basically it hits the sculpt and stops, and you're forcing it to basically look further, and it just pops out of the joint. Yeah. So that's why you got to move it from the neck, though. Oops, I had it upside down.
I don't think I ever had my original look down before, so I didn't know that. Great tip.
Yeah. It's a so remember, just looking down, you're gonna want to use the neck. As far as the neck twisting goes, whoa! Look at that!
Holy
Exorcist
moly!
moment. Yeah, wow, that was very easy to do too, actually. Yeah, look at that. You can twist this guy. Look, we got full-on Mecha Godzilla right there. Ah!
Got to give him his pea soup.
Yeah. As far as mouth articulation goes, you know, you've got... It is on a ball joint. It's not a hinge, so you can give him slack jaw mouth, you know, punched in the face by Monster X kind of thing, like... Let's try out the tongue. I don't remember if the tongue was articulated or not, so let's try that out really quick.
Bro was
okay
tasting
there,
his
Rob?
own cheeks.
All right, let's try this. I don't think this is articulated. It's got a little bit of GIF right here, but I don't think it's... Yeah, it's pretty... I don't think it's on a ball joint. I think it's glued down, but there is a little bit of sculpt that gives it some leeway right there. But I don't think this is on a ball joint. Should I take it out? I'm going to take it out. Let's take it out.
He's taking it out.
I'm going to take it out.
Crazy.
Okay, yeah.
You
So
monster.
it is, yep. So it is not, the tongue is definitely glued into the mouth. It does have a little bit of an opening right here on the bottom of it. You couldn't even get it like this unless you have tweezers like this to get it up. So I can appreciate that it's got a little bit of that extra depth right there. You know, not just baked into the sculpt like some of the past Godzilla figures. But there's the ball joint right there. It's very small. It goes into the roof of the mouth too. Roof of the mouth has got some black wash, by the way, on the inside of it.
Love it.
So that's pretty typical. If you ever wanted to customize the eyes, by the way, you can get something like a razor tool, heat this up, and you can take this out by putting your razor right there, and you can pull it out by heating it up. It's just glued in to the roof of the mouth. And you can take this off, and you can customize your eye paint. That is an option if you ever, for anybody that likes to customize out there. I did that with my original. I didn't customize it. I just happened to see that that's how some people did that, and I just kind of verified that that's how it was gonna do that right there. I'm gonna have to do this off camera really quick. Oh yeah, look at that.
And all of a sudden, this is a NECA Godzilla figure.
Right, look at that. That's fantastic. I don't have it in all the way. For anybody that's watching, it's not all the way, and I just thought it was really funny. I'm gonna do this off camera really quick because it's just hard to do standing like this. So I'm gonna put number 2 in the frame while I fix this up.
Giga Chad Final Wars Goji.
Oh my god.
You got to bring him back, and you got to have him like inquisitively like holding his chin with one of his hands.
Right? Oh man, this might have been a mistake taking this off. Because as soon as you put it in there, that ball joint just falls up against the tongue right there. Oh, dang. Come on. Yeah. I know I can get this in there.
Tess
We're taking off its head.
suffering for his art right now.
Yeah, I normally don't like to take things apart, but I was curious myself, so
Yeah,
I just really wanted to see.
understandable.
I'm going to use the tweezers actually to help out. Yeah. So lesson learned, guys. Do not do this yourself. If you're curious, just watch this. Just go back and watch this video. Don't do it yourself, because this is a pain in the butt to get back in.
Yeah, and it's never wise to take your figures apart unless drastically needed. Because,
Okay, I got it back in.
Sometimes they don't go back together the way that they came out, It's a thing.
Yeah, it is a thing, isn't it?
It's a lesson to be learned.
Amen to that. Amen to that, brother. Okay, I got it back in. If you end up taking it off or it falls off for any reason, you will need tweezers to put it back in there. Just no question about it. Okay, so going back to head articulation, we got, side to side. Can go pretty far, actually. Not too bad.
Mm-hmm.
So you got that. As far as the downward range, we already saw the downward range. Twisting it, you can tilt it.
God, those eyes.
And remember, you might see this gap right here. This piece is a floating piece, so just push it down. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. Just push it down. As far as the torso articulation goes, you know what? I am going to heat this up because this figure is rather stiff in certain spots. So for anybody watching this, just don't do this at home. I use a heat gun on mine because I need results quickly. But I know the limitations of this, so use a hairdryer if you do this at home, if you want to heat your figure up.
Yes, a professional is working right now.
The idea is that you don't want to leave it in the spot too long, otherwise you'll melt that plastic. Okay, hopefully that frees up that torso movement a little bit. Okay, so let's try this. We're gonna do a twist. Oh yeah, look at that.
Butter.
That's not bad at all. As far as the twisting goes, there's just a back view just so you can see that. So we've got twisting in the front. When you're twisting, there's clearance in the back right there. So you don't have to worry about dorsals hitting each other. It's actually the elbow that hits the dorsal. Just lift that up and yeah. Mega twist.
Huh?
Yeah. So it's got some great movement though, moving up. So this is moving backwards, straight up. And then let's do that ab crunch. Not so much in the front. It actually popped off.
You killed him.
You're not going to get too much because there's not much space right there. Most of that ab crunch is going to come from this bottom part right there. So aiming that downward. That's pretty much it. It's not going to go any more than that. I think I just popped it out by making it go too far. You killed him again. I'll angle that neck downward so we can get the idea of how far it can look down. So,
he's
yeah,
looking right down.
That's as far as that ab crunch is going to go.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. As far as twisting goes, even down here towards the bottom side, it's not going to twist that much. In fact, it just popped off because I just tried doing it. But while we've got it off, let's look at the inside because I had suspected that something was different because it sits higher. So let's look at the internal. So for some reason, this figure sits a little bit higher at the torso, and I'm going to compare it with the original in just a second. So this is the internal side of it. And then I'm going to disassemble this guy, the original. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's really going on. So there's that one. Here's the original. Oh my.
Ah,
I can see the difference right away. Can you, Rob?
I can.
So this back piece right here is not sitting. It's not even glued in. It's just there. It's just off. And
It's just living its best life.
so I don't know if I'm going to zoom in so that it's easy to tell. So yeah. So there's this back part right here, right? It's not, it's supposed to be sitting right here where that gap is, but it's not on the original. And on the new one, it's flush. It's sitting flush with it. And because of that, this part is higher up. So if you were to compare them both, like look how much lower this one is compared to that one.
Interesting. Ah.
So that's why this one's sitting taller. Okay, so that makes a lot of sense then. Go figure.
Go figure indeed.
And it seems
Well,
like that it's like that for all four of these because I can see the reason why I notice this is because there's a gap at the torso area compared to the original. So the original sits flush like this. It's very flush right here. That's the original right there. It looks good. It doesn't look bad. It just sits nicely. No. And then when we compare it to the new one, so I don't know if you can see it, but now there's a gap. Well, let me move this backwards. It just sits taller. It's not a gap that I'm seeing on this, except, oh, there it is right there. Yep, that's it. That's the gap. So it's sitting taller than the original. And therefore so that's probably what's giving it that extra movement too, that extra articulation movement. Yeah, that's not all the way in. Hold on one second. Let me just get more leverage and push this.
I wonder if that was an intentional thing with the original or if that was just accidental.
You know what? This is also just my copy. I don't know if it's like that for other OGs. If anybody has back at home the original 2004 and you want to open it up just to look, go for it. Chime in the comments and say if it looks like that.
Yes, please let us know.
But for this guy right here, like, it's definitely sitting higher on the torso area. So, yep, it's right there. See that?
Mm-hmm.
And on this one, it's just deeper into the sculpt. It sits deeper into it, so you don't have to worry about that gap right there. But because of that, it sits higher. And you can push it down. It goes in. It just doesn't go down that far. Okay, so let's look at arm. Do you have a question? Or somebody say something?
No questions so far. I just think that's interesting.
I didn't realize I had left RoboLizard's comment there, taking that down. Okay, so let's go over arm articulation. Arm articulation with this guy. So the sockets are kind of like, they've got like a floating effect, so you can move them around. You can push it in so that it goes into the socket. So you can get more of that straight arm. So it's very flexible there. As far as, nothing's falling off with this movement. Go a little bit harder at the elbow. These parts are made of, so this figure, by the way, is made of a softer plastic compared to, like, say, the Heisei Godzilla. So it has some flex to it when you're moving things around. You got your biceps swivels right there. It's not too great in movement. It's very minimal. You could probably get in there and twist that. The joint is a little tight on that, so I need to loosen that up. Elbow articulation, I mean, it's designed to be very fluid. I mean, that's like, look at that, bending it all the way back.
Jeez.
That's crazy. You couldn't do this with any other of the Godzilla figures. This is just a Final Wars Godzilla exclusive kind of engineering. You can even see that on the back side of its gap right there. Like when you close that, when you open it up all the way up, it looks good. So there's definitely some wiggle room.
Colin says his original sits lower as well
Okay.
for the
2 for
torso,
2.
so that might be a thing.
That might be a thing. So, but yeah, that looks good on that one. Let's look at the other hand really quick. Oh, we got a little arm that fell off. We got an arm off.
Tis but a scratch.
Oh, wow, that joint is really stiff. I can see why it fell off. So this joint is extremely stiff. I'm going to loosen that up right now. It is hardly moving. Hopefully that'll loosen that up. I think that's why it fell off, is because it's just not moving at all. All right, let's try it now. Hey!
Wow.
That did the trick.
That was immediate. Good God.
Yeah, well, heat gun does that. You might have to do a little bit longer for a hairdryer. So yeah, that's good there. Oh, I love the wrist movement too. Look at that.
He giving you the deep wave.
And you know, you've got the... It goes up. Yeah, I mean, that's great. I love that. It's still kind of stiff. I think what I'm going to have to do is maybe get some lubricant, some shock oil lubricant on this arm right here. I'm going to try the other ones too and see if it's stiff, but this elbow or the shoulder is really stiff on this guy right here. Let's look at leg articulation. Leg articulation. Look at that. We've got, oh, wow. Almost can do the splits. Actually, you know what? It probably can do it if you just get it just angled just right. Close enough, right?
Yeah. Wow.
Wow. So, oops, I accidentally popped it out doing that. When you push it beyond the range, right? So as far as, let's look at this, move this leg back. As far as the legs being able to move, it's kind of stopped by the sculpt right here. So you're not going to get too much going this direction, moving it forward. Oops, popped off the leg, going too far.
We're going too far.
As far as kicking goes, though, if you wanted him to kick up, yeah, it's just, you can really force it to get up higher to do a high kick.
Wow.
You could probably get a little bit more. If you move this socket a little bit more around, you could probably get that in there to move it. But it's, as far as the in and outward movement, though, that's like, ah! So just note, when you go too far out, that pinches the joint and the sculpt right here. So that's why it's falling off, is because it's too far.
Oh.
So that's why that's happening.
He ain't built for splits like that.
No, he's
Literally.
not. That's why it's doing that, though. It's because of that. So as long as we keep it straight, it'll be fine. So let me just open these arms out. Like, he can do a big ol' hug. Oh, dang it. Oh, my feet fell asleep. I gotta stand up really quick, guys. Give me a second.
Pins and needles.
I'm like, when I'm doing this, I have to squat while I'm doing this, so I gotta stand up for like a quick second. Let me bring the other one out into frame really quick.
Gotta get the blood flow going.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Wake up.
Also, I'm gonna grab some water really quick because it's really warm in here. Give me a second.
I'm going to have a sip of my Beverly as well. Yeah.
Okay. Whew. Okay. Going back to leg articulation. So yeah, it can kick out really far. The knees bend quite well. We've got some nice movement right there. Oop, popped it off. Same thing with this guy. Some nice movement. The ankles. There's some nice tilt at the ankles right there. Not so much downward movement. So, yeah, it's not so much on the downward movement side, but you can definitely, yeah, not even so much on the upward side. So you got a lot of tilt range though. So get some of that dynamic pose right there. I saw somebody post a picture of it crawling on all fours, but I think there's some manipulation there where they didn't really have the feet connected to do that. We might try that a little bit later. We'll see.
Pivot.
Yeah. So, but there's that. As far as the tail goes, now the tail is really a softer material. It's not like a Heisei tail where it's going to hold a pose. Look at that. It just...
Flop.
Yeah, it's a softer tail material. Now, if you posed it just right, not doing what I was just doing, you can get some pose out of it. But there is a limitation to that because of how closed off it is. So a lot of that, you just have to kind of figure out the range. So, you know, it can pose sitting up like that, you know? We can get it like that. And it's just going to take a little bit of creativity in knowing the limits of the tail. The tail is a very soft material, though, so getting it to get that position that you really want is going to be kind of interesting. It's kind of like the Godzilla 2000 Millennium, the Sockeye concept. It's kind of like that tail.
And that was a tail.
But, you know, I have it kind of tilting forward right now, and it's mostly holding it. If you're going to want it to stick a pose, though, you're probably going to need the Kiki Fix loose joints stuff just to kind of build that up. It's articulated in every single segment. It's just that the problem is that there's just not much of a gap between each of these segments right here. So if there's not a big gap, it's just limited because of the spikes on the top, the dorsals on top. Now, going downwards is a different story. If you were to go downwards, you got a little bit more range because it's not being stopped by those spikes. And I can probably even get it even more than that.
You can kind of do the Alien 3.
Yeah, so as far as that goes, like, he can pretty much, going downwards, it's yeah, look at that. Very, very twisty. Very twisty indeed. I mean, I think I can even get it even more than that.
He's a madman.
Nope, I can't get it more than that. Yeah, that's as far as that's gonna go.
It's still quite
yeah, now
far,
it's angry at me because I went too far. Let me get that in there. Okay. So, but yeah, going downward, definitely more range. Definitely more range going downward versus upward. And then as far as, like, can we get it to do a twist kind of thing? It's pretty stiff. It's stiff and loose at the same time because the joints are so small.
It's a heck of a combination. Stiff
and
loose.
It's stiff and loose at the same time. Like, there's parts of it that are definitely like this part of the tail right here. It's got more give for movement, right? But then there's this part right here, which is just, it's so stuck together. So, but you can make it go upwards. You just have to be very careful with moving it. Like, it's so flexible. Like, we're touching the top. It's just a matter of getting it to stay without falling apart. Without overbending it. I want to point that out, that the reason why it's falling apart is because I'm overextending it much further than I want it to, or that it's allowing to. I want it to go further, but it's not going to go that far. So I would say I'd give the tail a B. It's okay. It's not... I just wish that there was more room in the segments to allow for different posing. But it can hold it for the most part, but you just have to kind of work at it. It's not just something that you can just pose one and done. Yeah. I give the tail a B. It's very flexible. It's just a matter of holding a pose. That's why I'm giving it a B. Yeah. The edge, the tip of the tail actually holds it, can pose very well. It's just more of this part right here. That's the challenge. So, but that is, and you can get this figure to do some really cool stuff. Like, in general, like, I've seen people like make it do like dabbing and stuff like that. And what's another one? They're like there we go, like dark magician pose, right? Yeah, magic.
Nice. He's gathering it.
Yeah. So, Articulation, I would say compared to the original, it's pretty much the same. The range is pretty much the same. The limitations in the tail is pretty much the same. The arms definitely seem to be improved based off of this copy alone. They were popping up. They pop off a lot easier on my original one. The legs, they're better right here in the middle sections. But because of the higher part of the waist area right here, you just have to worry about the legs touching the top of this because it will pop it off if you push this inward. So if I go in too far, look at that. You can see it's already raising it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to pop it off if you go too far. So just be aware of that. If you guys are trying to make it to do the splits or really open, let's just kind of get it in a really cool pose. Oh yeah, I love that this one can also look straight. That's part of the looking up thing too. It can look straight. Let's just get it in a really cool pose.
Oh yeah. He's ready.
He sure is. I'm going to bring it a little bit lower. Ah, my glove got stuck in there.
Was that the doorbell? Oh God. Oh,
Somebody at the door. There's somebody at the door.
I gotta see what that's all about. Be right back.
No worries. So yeah, very poseable. Oh, I love it. Look at that. That is sick. And you can fix that gap. If you don't like that gap, just angle that upward. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of room to move around. Yeah, so I would say the articulation is, like I said earlier, it's pretty on par with the first one. The joint tolerance in this one is a little bit better than the other one. And really quick, I'm just going to kind of mess with these other guys. Let's just see. We're just going to do a quick run through. Just, head articulation. That looks good on this guy. Waist articulation. That's great. Look at that, very twisty. Arms. Legs. The tail. Yeah, this part seems to be right where it goes too far. That's what it'll pop off, is right here. So, but yeah. So number 2's got some really great articulation too. Let's look at number 3 really quick. We've got the up and down movement. Remember, always move it by the neck. Don't move it by the head so much for your up and down movement. Twisting. Oh, came off right there at the elbow of this one. So this is as far as this one goes. It's a little bit looser on the number 3. I'm probably going to hit this one with some Kiki Fix, actually. I'm not getting the... Yeah, it's a little bit looser on number 3's arms right here. Number 2 is a dream. Number 2 is probably the best one when it comes to articulation there. Leg movement. Yeah, that looks great. The torso. You got your tail. That looks good on number 3. Let's look at number 4.
Wow.
Yeah? Door-to-door salesman, huh?
No, somebody drove past the house and hit a moose.
Oh! Only in Jersey.
So there's just a moose just chilling. Just hobbling.
Oh my.
It's just like, hey, we hit a moose in front of your house. So if you see lights, that's why. It's like, oh, are you okay? Yeah. Is the moose okay? Surprisingly. Is your car okay? No.
Wow.
I didn't
We're on the
hear
fourth
a
one.
damn thing.
So while you were gone, I was just running through the articulation of all 4 of them very quickly.
Yeah.
The number 2 is great for articulation. Number 4, number 4. I gotta move the. I did that thing with the legs, so let me fix that really quick. So number 4, let's see here. Great at the abdomen area. That looks good. Let's look at the arms really quick. Yeah, these guys, number 4's arms are really good too. The legs. A little stiffer on number 4 for the legs, especially at the hip area. They can go in and out though. And then the tail articulation there. I would say that the articulation on the tail for all 4 of these is pretty much identical. Like, you're not going to get much different there. They both... Actually, number 4 has a better tolerance, I think. Number 4's got the best tolerance out of all of them. Oh, I went too far.
Spoke too soon.
Yeah. It still moves really... It holds better. That's what I mean by tolerance. It holds a lot better.
Yeah.
Than all the others, so... But yeah.
It is like Sakai concept Mirai Goji.
Yeah, right. So that's all of our variance comparison right there, and our articulation comparison of all these guys. They're all great. I would say that the articulation is mostly consistent. There are some parts where some of the arms on, like number 3, the arms are really loose on number 3. The elbow popped off, the shoulder popped off for a second there. As far as the torso goes for all these guys, you know, 1, 2, and 3's torso were great. Number 4 was a little loose on that one. As far as the legs go, mostly consistent. The thighs on number 1 were a little loose, and the thighs on number 4 were a little loose right there. But these 2 and 3, they were great. And as far as tail articulation, it's the same across all 4 of them. So, as far as being an overall improvement, I'd say slight improvement over the original. It's a slight improvement. So if you're hoping for a better tolerance, it's definitely stronger in some areas, but still kind of just as loose in the original in certain areas too. So if you get some Kiki Fix loose joints, definitely get that. I'm going to say that it's a slight improvement in terms of joint tolerance, though, between all 4 of these.
Well, alrighty then.
All right, so what else do we have left for this? We've done our comparison with the original. We did the sculpt look and the variance comparison between all articulation and everything. Let's go into size comparisons and bring out other figures. The first 2 that we're going to start out with are going to be Gigan 2004, and we're going to bring out the Monster X figure. And then after that, we'll take requests. Sound good?
Sounds great.
So we'll do that. We're going to go ahead and use number 2 for this person. Yeah, it's crazy. Moose. A moose.
Yeah, we don't normally get moose over here in New Jersey. There's been a sighting ever so often, but it was a big MF too.
Wow.
My goodness.
I think out here all we get is coyotes and an occasional puma.
Ugh. Well, now we get moose, we get bears, mountain lions in certain areas, I think. In the more mountainous areas of New Jersey.
Okay.
And then we get the Jersey Devil.
Oh, that's right. You have the Jersey Devil. I forgot all about that guy. Forgot about that guy. Okay, so let's bring out Gigan 2004.
Wow.
This is...
Holy God.
Oh, yeah.
That's a... Wow. I kind of hate that I missed this.
Yeah, so this is the original 2004 Gigan. This is not the Great Decisive Battle version. This is the original. I'm going to try and get this guy standing straight. Let me get this up straight so that we can have a better idea of the scale. Okay. So there's Gigan with 2004 Godzilla. This is a really awesome figure. I mean, I know a lot of people don't like the proportions of it when you compare it to the suit, but it really is a cool figure. Especially just in the presence alone. It's really nice. So I think the scale is a lot better. I'm going to bring out the original just so you guys can see how much shorter it is because of the how it's kind of what did we find out? That the joint area is just a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
So compare that with the... Do you see how much shorter that is?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a small bit, but I think it's enough to make a big of a difference. Yeah.
Final Wars guy again do be looking like a licorice monster.
Yeah, doesn't he? But they do look nice together. Look at that.
They do. They really
Coloration, if you didn't have the original, the colorations actually go really well together right there. If you didn't have the original in the frame. Let's bring out Monster X.
What was your opinion on Monster X, Michael?
You know what? I would have expected more with range on it. I feel like if there was one thing I would add for Monster X that would be different, it would be for the feet, to have a bend at the feet. Because it's just flat-footed. I think its range is generally good, though. Like, as far as movement goes, and the hips and the legs and stuff like that. It is a balancing act to pose Monster X, though, because the tail is so small. So, but here's Monster X. Monster X is a good height. He's got his knees pretty bent right now. So if you guys are wondering, it's a little bit bent. But I think that's a good... I think they go well together. I think that also for paint-wise, I would have liked a little bit more black wash on him. I think it's a pretty cool figure, though, still. I talked to the designer who did the sculpt for it, and he was talking about just how excited he was to see it in the S.H.MonsterArts line, his sculpt of it. This was not Yuji Sakai. This was somebody else that did this guy.
Oh, okay.
But Monster X was one of his favorite figures, so that's why he did it. He's actually the same sculptor who did the Hedorah figure.
Oh, okay. All right.
So,
that figure I do have.
Yeah. The only thing I don't like about Monster X is it's the lack of the feet articulation right there, but also the tail. I feel like the tail could have had more segments in it, and I think because it has bigger segments like that, I think that's why it just has a harder time staying together at a certain point. And it's usually right here is where it falls apart on the tail. It's usually towards the edge like that. Balancing is also challenging with it too. So, but that's... Let me just push these guys out a little bit more. They do go together though. They look really good together.
They do.
Let me go get the Great Decisive Battle version of Gigan, and then we'll start taking requests.
Awesome. I am a fan of Monster X. I will say that much.
I do have some extras of it if you're interested.
Sweet Jesus, Michael.
I'm turning into a private dealer for certain people. They're like, hey, do you have extras of it? I'm like, yeah, I do. So
I think... okay, I can't do math right now.
Don't worry about it right now. Don't worry about it right now. Here's the Great Decisive Battle version of Gigan.
Ooh.
So this is the newer release. I left the original with the spinning saws because the Great Decisive Battle version, the parts right here come off and you can use it for the chain.
Oh, is this the one that comes with like the bendy wire or the stand?
It comes, so this is the one that comes with the beam effect, and it also has the grappling hook.
Yes. Okay. All right.
So there's those two together. So this is the newer one, and then the one I had previously was the original release. But they look good together.
It's like a xenomorph who listened to My Chemical Romance for the first time.
Right? I accidentally bumped that with my elbow. All right. Let's take some requests. Who all do you want to see?
Shin Godzilla.
Rob's like, Shin.
Yes.
Shin it.
Always. Either variant, whatever one you prefer.
I'm seeing a comment here from AidenZilla. Does the hand also break off easily? Because mine breaks easily. Are we talking about Monster X? Or are we talking about Godzilla 2004? Because the 2004 Godzilla's hands, they're all pretty solid. They don't fall off. Oh, we've got Shin Godzilla besides Rob, but that's 2 for 2. All right, which Shin Godzilla? Which Shin do you guys want to see?
Night Combat.
Night Combat. Duly noted.
Because of you, I've become a bit of a fan of that figure, and I have quite a few on my watch list.
Do you have the Night Combat?
I do not. I saw the first solicitation, said I wanted it, and then slowly but surely my mind was like, yeah, maybe don't. And then buyer's regret. Or no buyer's regret, I should say.
Wow. So I'm just getting it kind of posed up a little bit for this shot. Give me 1 second.
Yes.
Okay, so here is our Night Combat Shin Godzilla.
Wowzers. That's a big boy.
Oh, yeah. I just really love how this Shin is completely translucent. And it may not show up on camera as well right now, but all that red, that's anything that you're seeing red right there is being lit up by the lights around it.
S.H.MonsterArts, you don't gotta make a new one. Just reissue this one next year. Or, make a new one if you want.
Yeah, I really like it though.
Yeah, he's cool.
This one is number 2 on my list. It wasn't originally when I first had it. I was messing around with it. I was like, it's okay. But then as I was doing photography with it, it's like, okay, this is not my number 2 Shin now. The G Store exclusives are number 1.
Understandably so. Yeah, there was a couple hit a moose outside my house, and they wanted to tell me if they see lights or hear talking, that's what's going on. The moose is fine. They're fine too.
The IRS? Somebody thought it was the IRS.
No. The IRS and me were chill.
Yeah. Moose. It was Moose. Moose was at the door.
Moose.
How Moose you doing?
Mighty Moose from Mighty Beans.
I got Shin Godzilla Forms 2 and 3 a few days ago for $200. Was it a good price? I mean, they'll never be reissued. Those versions of that figure will never be reissued again. So if that's something that you like, cool. I don't think it's going to get any cheaper for those, though.
I'll hold out hope for next year for some sort of color renewal thingamabobber.
Which do I prefer, the OG or the reissue? I prefer the reissue. You know what? I didn't say that. Yeah. So based off of the original capabilities as well as the new one for 2004, I do prefer the reissue. I like the reissue a lot. I do like the paint color on the original, but I have to say that this blue is growing on me significantly. And like I said earlier, it's slightly improved compared to the original when it comes to joint tolerance. So I think this figure is a total win, if not just for the eyes alone on this guy. Like, for anybody that's just joining on the stream, like, I'm going to show you guys again. Just, like, look at these eyes. Like, that's just awesome.
Yeah. That sold me.
Let's see if we get a little closer here.
Sheesh.
Yeah. It's just, it's so good. It's so good. Yeah. I just, so many people complained about the eyes of the original, and the fact that out of all four of these, there's only just some slight variance with the wonkiness of them. It's mostly straight across the board. I think figure number 2's right eye was a little bit higher, and then the figure number 4's eye was just a little slightly offset. But figure 1 and 2, they're both straight on. They both, or sorry, 1 and 3 both look great.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for these eyes.
Let's take, did somebody say orthochromatic, Shin? They wanted to see ortho?
Yeah, orthochromatic, forms 2 and 3, 72, Godzilla Evolved, the other
We'll get
3
forms.
Millennium Godzillas.
You know what?
Yeah.
I feel like we don't give forms 2 and 3 enough love, so I'm going to get those guys out here.
We don't, because
those guys don't get a lot of love.
Yeah, they're good boys. They're good boys. Jesus Christ, that coloration though.
You know what? I lost a foot on the way over here. Hold on. I gotta go back and get that one.
We've all been there.
Oh, I hope I didn't lose it.
Kamatako, no!
Oh, there it is. Yeah, it fell off right when I picked it up.
The
joints on Kamatako are extremely small.
Oh, I imagine so, because he's a pretty tiny S.H.MA figure.
Oh, yeah.
Bro's arms are Cheeto dust, though. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I don't think these ones for their debut were colored the best.
No.
I think Kamatako looks okay. I think this one should have been more red.
Yeah, he needed that maroonish burgundy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
it's more of a brown. It's still got red in it, but it's mostly a brown coloration. But I think Kamatako looks pretty good, actually.
Yeah. It's just Shinagawa-kun. He's looking a little Jackson Pollock.
Yeah.
But I am front and I'd still buy
it. Right. It's a nice companion piece. I'll put it that way. They both move very well for what they are.
Were these Bandai Premium or were they?
They were. The G stores were Godzilla store exclusives, and these ones were premium Bandai, so they can't be reissued. But I'm okay with that, because if they do ever come out again, I want a better paint application on them.
Yes. I
do like on this one, it's red on the back, though. That's a nice detail. It's the same on this guy, too, but it's more of like an orangish red.
Yeah, they went ham on the orange with this guy.
Let me, somebody said orthochromatic they want to see.
Yes, we did get
where I put orthochromatic. Oh, you know what? I have that in a different area. There are so many Shin Godzillas within this line that I've run out of space.
There's the standard, the reissue, the maquette, which I believe are the G Store exclusives, Night Combat, Awakening, Ortho. I think that's it, and that's a lot.
Yeah, and there's still potential that an atomic awakening can happen for the 10th anniversary.
Oh God, please, please.
That one never hit the United States, so that would be a great one.
Frozen
to get an appearance.
Thank you, Aiden. Thank you, Elite. Frozen. I should know that. I own that one. Darn it.
All right, here's our orthochromatic.
Oreochromatic. The double stuffed god himself.
So there's your orthochromatic. I have him kind of looking downward. Let me just kind of fix that so he's looking more straight. There you go.
Beautiful figure.
I just really appreciate the matte paint job on the ortho version. And the teeth paint actually looks really good.
I agree.
For what it is. So here we got
ortho,
guys.
He's right on up there.
We have a request for Frozen as well. Frozen. let's see here. Let me get. I have everything in different display cabinets, so I have to go. It's like, which one is it in? Where's it at? I really like the way Frozen turned out as well.
Same.
It's just, is it a favorite Shin? It's unique. I'll give it that much.
Yeah.
If anybody wanted to see, we're just moving Final Wars out of the way. A lot of people request, is there a difference between Ortho and Frozen? Yes.
Insane.
They are very different when it comes to paint application. A lot more dry brushing going on with Frozen.
Frozen Shin, I used to have one. Someone took it from me. It was me. I took it.
And then that detailing is just phenomenal for as small that is. Being pulled out of a mold and everything.
Yeah. Like, the fact that there are discernible, like, things about the hybrids at the tip of the tail is nuts. Sheesh. The fact that even the movie Monster Series 1 looks as good as it does is pretty nutter butters, too.
Oh, yeah. All right. Any other ones that aren't Shin now?
We got Evolved Godzilla 72, and the other Millennium Godzillas.
We'll bring out 72 since I already have that one out. And then I'll go look for Evolved Godzilla.
Evolved!
All right, here's your Godzilla 72.
Hell yeah. A goat amongst men.
Yeah. Its head is like way bigger.
Massive.
Yeah, it's way bigger. The head is way bigger on that.
Bigger brain. Yeah.
And then let me go grab Evolved. Oh, you know what? I have my GXK display in the back. 1 second.
Tess will be right back as he attends to his display cases. Yeah, Elite Goji 72, he is extremely hyped, and he is every bit of that hype. 100%.
Here is Evolved Godzilla.
Ooh, look at him. Those beautiful pearly pink dorsal fins. They're translucent, right?
They are.
Wild. I think these two would definitely kinetically hate each other.
Yes. Definitely with a passion there. I have the tail on this guy all curled up right now, so.
Wow, that's nuts. Jeez.
Yeah, I mean the articulation and posing on this is the tolerance on this is better than this figure right here because it uses a harder plastic so it can hold that pose. This one right here, it's very flexible, but as far as holding poses go, it could be improved if it was a harder plastic. But I think the idea with Final Wars is that they just really wanted it to be flexible more than anything. What was another one we got here?
Millennium Godzilla's Yuji Sakai Concept.
Yuji Sakai Concept. Let's take a look. That's actually a good comparison there because they're both made out of that same softer plastic material.
That was my first. Was it? Yeah, that was my first S.H.MonsterArts.
Was it?
Yuji Sakai. Yeah, the original one.
I mean, this one was, at the time when this was released, this was like a massive improvement in articulation engineering.
Yeah, that was a big deal.
Forever hunched.
Forever.
And that's something that you will not get with the new 2000, since it's the one from Megaguirus. It will not be hunched over.
I can't wait to have them both side by side, Michael.
I know, right?
I can't wait.
Rob, now, I previously... Get it.
Get Bandai to compare the funny dragon.
So I had I did a stop motion with this figure right here, and I had treated it with Kiki Fix, and it's still holding to this day of that material that I put. Because if anybody knows, you can't get the tail for this to hold that well in this position.
No.
So I had to Kiki the Fix the crap out of this tail just to get it to hold while I was doing animation.
Wow. Yeah, my tail can't do that.
Yeah, Kiki Fix for the win. If you guys get this stuff, like I said earlier, I'll put a link in the description if it's not there already. But you can only get it on eBay. It's sold from Thailand, I believe. There's ones made in China, and those are off-brand. They're not the same. There's only one guy that makes it. But yeah, you couldn't do this. You couldn't do that with it without Kiki Fix.
Wow.
So that's what I plan on doing with the Final Wars figure too, is I'm going to Kiki Fix the crap out of the tail. Because like right now, like I said earlier, like it doesn't want to hold the pose. It just flops. Although it does, admittedly, it does hold it if you just get it just posed just right. Just don't fling it around like I was doing. Like it'll still, but you can see it's already starting to droop.
Droop snoot?
Droop snoot. I just thought of that too. As far as doing like an S curve kind of thing, like I know some people ask, like, can it do the S curve? It can. It just needs a little help. That's all. What's another What's another one that we want to bring out here?
Let's see here. 91 Ghidorah.
91 Ghidorah. You guys are going for the big ones right here. Let's get out 91 Ghidorah. Do you call it Ghidorah or Ghidorah?
I alternate between the two. It's like a mood for me.
I'm like very much a Ghidorah. I like to call it Ghidorah. I know in the Legendary movies they called it Ghidorah, and I was just like, what?
What? No.
It's Ghidorah. Ghidorah.
Well, MF
because I think in
Japan
I think even in Japan they call it Ghidorah too.
Yeah. Oh,
so this is
sorry.
What's that?
Haya's got the bigger titties. I'm sorry. Wow. Wowzers.
So I had this originally, when I took it off the display, it's actually in flight mode, so it's kind of partly posed for that. This is the original release, not the special color.
Is the special color version just shinier, or?
No, it's like more of a pearl gold color, but it's supposed to be more representative of the poster art than it is the act. They call it special color, but it's really a poster color version.
Wow. Bro is big.
Yeah, he's definitely up there as far as the side view goes. Yeah.
Heavy Arms Kiryu is the next suggestion.
Sure, we'll get that one out.
Wow. I feel like I've never seen 91 Ghidorah from S.H.MonsterArts before.
No?
Yeah, I feel like I've never seen it. Like, I've seen, like, solicitations, but I feel like I've never seen somebody with one in hand. And it's really, really weird.
That is really weird. Yeah, it's I think it's a pretty good first. I mean, this figure came out in 2012, one of the first in the line. So
that was like a first attempt.
Yeah, and I think that even if they did the figure today, I think it would largely stay the same. Like, you know how Space Godzilla was released? There wasn't really much differences when it came to engineering. It didn't take advantages of new technology, so I think that this would be the same. Remind me, what was the example? Heavy Arms.
Yeah, Heavy Arms. Yeah, Heavy Arms do a Kiryu, Mecha King Ghidorah. It's Ghidorah.
Ghidorah. See, now you're going to think about it because I said that.
Yeah.
You're going to be like, wait, which one is it? Here is
Kiryu.
This is the heavy armed version, 2003. Let me zoom in a little bit there for you guys. Yeah, so this is 2003 Heavy Arms Kiryu.
Damn.
It's really great. I mean, this figure's got so much wash to it.
My day is made because of you, Bandai. Thank you.
But I'm not Bandai.
He's very much in on the joke.
Oh, good.
Yeah, he's very much in on the joke.
I need to make, maybe I should make some hats and sell some hats and say I'm not Bandai. Which Mecha King Ghidorah should we bring out? Should we bring out the original or should we bring out the new one that has battle damage?
Ooh. I'm going to go with battle damage. That's my personal take, because...
Battle damage it is.
And
you know what? One. For the fun of it, I'm bringing out the 1991 as well. Because they're both posed together, so why not? So there's your Heavy Arms Kiryu.
He is a gorgeous figure.
Is. And now we've got...
That waffle iron. Wow.
Let me just get this guy posed out here. I really love this figure. The improvements that they've made to this over the original was fantastic.
Sheesh. Wow.
It's a big figure.
That's a very big figure. Oh.
Gorgeous.
I'm going to develop a regular heart rhythm just thinking about where I would put
the grip
one of these.
Cable. And the grip cable it comes with is I love it.
Wow.
Dorky Films. I'm putting that up there really quick. All right, let's hear. We got the one that came with. Yes. So see, Rob, I told you. I grabbed it for a reason. I knew that was coming. Godzilla 91, bring out Godzilla 91. Yes, I'm gonna do it. I have it right here.
Yes. Bring the boy out.
So there's our 1991 Shinjuku. I had mine posed with the Ghidorah, so let me just fix its head here. There we go. So this is our Shinjuku.
Who's winning that fight?
I think Final Wars would kick Shinjuku's butt.
Oh. I mean, Final Wars, he is a very powerful guy, so. I mean, he's got the golden friggin' stare, so.
Yeah.
Make bro lose 200 pounds overnight.
It's not bad. They kind of look nice together.
Yeah.
I like the contrast with the blue and the gray. I think we need Rob to pick a random one to do. Go crazy, Rob.
I'm gonna go with Ultima.
Ultima. Where do I have my Ultima? Ultimate. Oh, you're all the way in the back, wedged in there. I'm gonna have to reorganize everything because I'm pulling this out and everything is just falling now. Oh, Robo Lizard, why?
Why would you give me such power?
Everything's a mess now.
I feel you. That's every box day for me.
All right, I'm bringing out Ultima here.
My boy.
I feel like when I'm holding Ultima that I'm holding a real lizard. Like if somebody saw me from a distance, they'd be like, oh, what kind of lizard is that?
A ball jointy and dexterior.
Right. So there's Ultima.
Wow. Bro's about to swallow homie's head. Sheesh.
Fun fact for anybody that wants to know, Ultima doesn't use the CGI files that was used in the movie or the show to be created. It was actually
What?
hand sculpted. Yep, it was hand sculpted based off of looking at the data. And it was supervised by the guy that was in charge. But Jet Jaguar and SP Rodan did use the CGI files.
Huh.
So that would explain why its head looks the way it looks.
Wow. See, that would have been news. I mean, that is news to me, but wow. Because that's spot on. I love that figure. I wish he got a Heat Ray variant with his big Cheerios of destruction.
Hey, you never know. He might get one for its anniversary. It'd be nice to also get a revisit from the anime trilogy as well. Get that Scarlet Godzilla.
Yeah, and maybe Mechagodzilla as well.
Oh, that would be so dope.
Because I love that. Oh, my baby boy. There he is.
There's our Godzilla Earth.
He is without a doubt my absolute favorite. Like, you could take him Godzilla Earth.
Yeah. He's very reflective right now because I have a lot of light blasting on the scene. Let me turn off my front key light and you'll see those highlights a little bit better.
Oh, yeah.
For some people don't even realize, people that are into the line now don't know that there was the first version of it too, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for that in my collection.
After getting Earth, my interest in getting standard Godzilla has been all the higher, just because the coloration's different. I know the mouth is different.
Yeah, the mouth part.
Yeah, it's not much, but it's just enough.
Yeah. This is going to be a fun one I'm bringing out just for the fun of it. I am bringing out the flying form of Hydra, but this is a custom that I did.
Ooh.
Custom paint job.
Hey, yo.
So, for those who don't know, the version of Hydra flight form that was released doesn't have any paint application on the top. It's just one color, which is accurate to the movie. When the flight form's first appearance takes place, it's not actually painted on top. But I really wanted it, so I actually found somebody that was selling this by itself on Mercari, and I ended up buying it. And I'll just show you what I did.
Damn. Nailed it.
So I took a lot of inspiration from that X Plus version that's out there of the flight form. So I just kind of did my own mock-up of it. And I think it turned out good.
Yeah, I think you did a great job.
Adds a little bit more flavor. That's why I like to call it different variances.
No, it definitely does add flavor.
Now that I'm looking at it though, I'm just like, maybe I should have added a black wash to some of these parts. Maybe it's a little too yellow, but it's still pretty cool. This is an airbrush, and the way I did this was I had a stencil and I was blowing it through. So I pre-printed the patterns and I cutted the patterns out and everything.
You are truly a maestro.
I'm surprised we don't have any -1 comparisons yet.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to bring out the Heat Ray. -1.
Will we ever see like a legitimate release for that over here, or is it just doomed?
Are you asking, or is the public asking?
I'm asking. I'm sure some people in chat are asking too.
I'm
curious.
Let's see what happens. I've talked to them, and they've said, and they've even, I'll say what's been said publicly, that this figure can be released at other events. It's not just exclusive to the Tamashii 2024 event. It can be released at other events. And that goes for all the other exclusives that were there. That was in the fine print that these figures may be released at future events. So that's why on my website, I have not listed this as just a Japan release only. I have it as to be determined for US release.
Okay. Wow, that Jesus.
I'm going to turn down my so you guys can see that blue. But that's the blue. The reason why it's so lit up in the first place right now is because of the studio lighting around us.
Wow. That's all.
Wow.
Just wow. That is beautiful.
Any other requests from other people? We're going to wind down here in just a second, take questions from everybody, but we'll do just 2 more comparisons.
Give us your best. Your weirdest.
We need a Final Form SP Rodan. I agree with that.
I do.
Do either of you have the bootleg Showa? I do. I have that one.
I do not.
Let me go grab it. I have my version of it is customized. This is the bootleg 1964 figure. Let me just grab it really quick. It's on the lower shelf. Why did I put it on the lower shelf? Oh, you know what? I'm going to grab this guy too because I think it's so cool to show off. I don't think I've ever done this on a string before either. Let me
an articulation series first. Lego.
So these 2 I'll try to grab the other one on my way out. First up will be the bootleg. Oh my god, I have so many Godzilla toys on the ground right now. Oh no. So here this is the custom bootleg that I've got.
Wow.
Here we go. So this is painted with a pearl gold, and then it was coated with a bronze layer. And then it's got a bronze wash throughout the whole thing with some shading.
Looks beautiful. Honestly. Sheesh. Come on, Bandai. Where's the 72?
70th anniversary 54. Before I put that out there, I'm going to bring out a little bit more SP goodness. These are not MonsterArts figures, by the way. These are the Gaizo figures. I think I'm saying that right. I'm not sure. It's the Spirits. I don't know what it's called.
Oh, the Bandai Spirits, yes.
Yeah. So it's very tiny, but I think it's also kind of to scale, honestly. Well, maybe not 100% to scale. But these are fantastic little renditions. If you guys don't have these guys, this is, yeah.
Wow. God dang.
Very well painted.
Especially for a mass-produced product, too. Good lord.
No articulation, so that kind of helps. It's just like a one-and-done thing. And then we also have the variant of it.
What was his Amphibious, I think his name was? Yeah. So cool. I know it rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, but I love him. He is just ghastly.
This one right here?
Yeah.
I am a sucker for the Teristis one. I know some people are just like, I really wish that they didn't, kind of copy the silhouettes of other monsters and color patterns. I don't think it's bad though. I think enough time has gone by where it's like, you can appreciate the little homage.
I mean, I thought it was a cool little idea. And then, just getting figures of something like that just kind of made it even cooler because how often does such a thing ever happen,
Right. And then here's the...
That's just cool.
These
I'm
come in
sorry.
these come in a pack where you get also Ultima. I still have the Ultima one in the box though, since I have the MonsterArts version. So I was like, I really don't need that, I guess. But I wanted a representation of these guys since MonsterArts didn't do them. So but let me put them all here.
Yeah, and the movie Monster series versions weren't exactly what I would call Bandai's best.
Right. What did I just do with the Ultima? Oh, here he is. I'm going to get out Ultima again so you guys can see how that compares.
Good Lord in heaven.
I mean, for a diorama piece, these go very well together.
Yes. We should have gotten a season 2.
Should have. Could have. There was one more I was going to show with this. Oh, there he is. He was hiding. The set does come with one other piece, actually. I forgot to bring that out. It is our Spiky Boy.
Yo. Oh. He should have had an S.H.MonsterArts release. He should still get it, I should say.
If you don't get the Bandai version, the movie monsters, like this is a pretty sick representation of the character.
Yeah. That Anguirus might be their best SP in the movie monster series. Yeah. Oh, dude.
This one is on the list to do for SP, as well as Salunga is also on the list for MonsterArts, and first appearance Rodan.
I would probably buy all of those. Not gonna lie.
And then lastly, this is just for anybody that's curious about this line, this subline, or not subline, but the Spirits line. They also did a Mechagodzilla as well.
My boy.
Fully detailed and everything. There is a movie monster series. I think it's Movie Monsters, right? It's a big giant vinyl of it. It's like super sized.
It's the Bandai Master Detail movie monster series.
Yeah.
The one and only.
There you go. But you know what, Rob? I just found the other ones. I'm going to bring out the original Godzilla 2017 figure. So you can just see that variance. Or not the variance, but the difference.
I love this Mechagodzilla.
If you do photography with this, you'll have to do some forced perspective shots to make it look a lot bigger because it is tiny compared to Godzilla Earth.
Wow.
So this is the first issue of the 2017 Godzilla. This is the first edition. It was a general release, but it came with a little special card that will never be released ever again. It was a first edition benefit only.
Wow. Okay.
So you will never get that card. I'm going to bring that out here. I have all these cards set up in a way. It's pretty cool. Because it's like trying to figure out how do you display these in a nice way. And so I put them in these acrylic blocks.
Oh.
So this is exclusive to the first edition. It's a piece of artwork. Hiroshi, it's one of the original concept sketches of the monster. But you will never get this outside of this first edition release. So if they ever reissue it in the first place, you won't get this.
Damn. Now I know what to bring up in my video if they do.
Yeah.
So this is based on Godzilla's appearance in Planet of the Monsters before they leave Earth. This isn't Phileas. Yeah. This is Godzilla before he is technically Godzilla Earth.
These are the same. They're the same creature, technically. Mm-hmm. It's just that it's the first appearance versus the second appearance.
Yeah. And wow, dude, the colors alone. The fact that his dorsal fins almost look like green obsidian is so nice. I love that.
It's also a matte paint job on this one. It's a semi-gloss on the actual dorsals, but the paint on the figure itself is a matte finish versus this one where it's a semi-gloss throughout the whole figure. Because it's got that metallic shine to it.
Yes, he does.
Let me bring it a little bit closer. We can get a closer look. I know we're showcasing Final Wars, but This is pretty cool too.
These guys don't get enough love. Look at that. Oh.
Okay. Going back, two more requests. 2 more requests for Final Wars.
2 more. Who can we pair him with next? Sky's the limit.
The original for some big money. 70th anniversary 54. You got it. I just have to remember where I put it. 70th 54. Did I put that? That's the original right there. I'll have to locate that one. It's in one of my many displays, so I will bring that one out shortly. But until then, I saw somebody post Anguirus really quick, the recent Anguirus figure. Let me get that out while I go look for the 1954.
Sounds good to me.
There we go. So there's good old Anguirus with 1954. Or sorry, 2004. Put that guy.
Yeah, 70th anniversary 54 is beautiful. That's...
Yeah, I didn't think I was gonna like it as much as I did.
Same. I actually originally only.
I still like the black. I still like the black and white one.
Yeah, for my first 54 in S.H.MonsterArts, I was very, very pleased. Good old Meatloaf Goji.
Yeah. I think it's so buried. I'm going to bring out the other 54 while I try to find this one. Man. Oh, there it is. It was being blocked. I have, no joke, guys. I have four giant displays of Monster Arts figures since I have every single one, so gotta bear with me. So there's our 54 poster. God. What do you think? I think it looks good.
Yeah, I think they look great together. Meatloaf Goji.
He says, I need it. I agree. Get it. It was on sale the other day.
Yeah.
Damn,
not
it
a
looks
bad
good.
price either.
All right, and then, you know what, just for fun of it, since I already have it out, here's the Anguirus figure with the 1954 figure.
God, they practically match.
Right? I was just thinking that as I was holding it. I was like, wow, they go together.
They really do.
Now we just need a 55 Anguirus.
Oh, man, I'd love that.
Will Final Wars bite me? Yes. If you try to take its head off, it might bite you on the way out.
Take off his head.
Do Super Mechagodzilla. You know what? That was our last comparison right there. Super Mechagodzilla is the last one. And then we're just going to open it up to Q&A after that.
Yeah.
So let me bring out Super Mechagodzilla. I'm running out of space on this table right here. I'm stacking so many monsters on it. Here's a question. You know what? I'm just going to do it. We're going to do Makuhari version.
The who?
The Makuhari. Makuhari? The Macarena? There you go.
Look at him. I can't wait for that Motoroid to come out. Woo!
So this is the Makuhari Decisive Battle version.
Is that the one that just came out?
Yes, this is the most recent release.
Hey, yo.
They look good together, too, actually. I'm surprised. Different generations, but not bad looking. Okay, let me just put up our Final Wars cast with a special guest and we will go into Q&A. So we have, we'll put Gigan there. I'm going to put Monster X there. Yeah, I just wish that Monster X had that. If it had that foot bend that a lot of figure arts have, it would hold a pose a lot better. Okay. So there is our Final Wars cast. And I'm going to bring out one special guest. This is not from the S.H.MonsterArts line, but it is from a line called the Dia. I cannot pronounce it for the life of me, but I think it's Dia Agostoni.
That is a mouthful.
Yeah, but they did a Final Wars Rodan.
Oh.
And it does scale very nicely with the cast. So let me just zoom out.
Firepower. Looks like he's flipping us off.
Yeah, it's a fun figure.
He looks great. He really do.
That's the one where you have to buy from the magazine scans, or not scans, but from a magazine, and you have to get it for every issue. It's pieced out and everything.
Yeah, I remember that.
Right. But yeah, there's our Final Wars cast right there. All right, so we're just gonna let's do some Q&A now. Let's do some Q&A. So with the Q&A session, guys, what we're doing is, the camera's just going to stay there on Godzilla. But what we'll do is we'll just take various questions on here. You guys can ask any questions. You can ask questions about the figure, the line, ask Rob some questions while he's here.
Yeah.
And we'll do that for like 15 minutes, and then we're going to go ahead and end the stream. Hey, Robo Lizard. Here's some Joe since you're not Bandai. Hey, thanks, man. Where'd my mouse go? My mouse is gone. 1 second.
Bro lost his pet mouse.
I lost my mouse for some reason. That's weird. That's weird. I did hear my computer making some noise earlier, and I wasn't sure what that was. That was being disconnected, but it's like the mouse got disconnected or something.
Weird. Too many Godzilla toys hiding his mouse.
Oh, you know why? It's because I have... it's because my remote connection's taken over. That's why. There we go. There it is. Thank you so much, Robo Lizard. I appreciate you, man.
Much love to you, famoid.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I don't do Patreon or member stuff yet, so any kind of support you guys ever want to throw out this way, I'll take it. I love it. I love you guys too. Let me just back up out of this. I wonder if that's why I lost my control. Okay. Let's try this again. That's so weird. Yeah, that's really weird. My mouse isn't working on my computer at the moment for some reason, so I don't know what happened. So I will just go through this remotely and just click on the chat as we go. I think that's why it's having a confliction with that. Okay, so we have 24 is 24 energized Goji on the list for Monster Arts? It is. Yes, it is on the list. It's not on the list that I post every other month. It was on the list for San Diego Comic-Con last year. Would love to see Bandai do Kaiser 04. Godzilla down the road. Oh yeah, absolutely. That would be really cool. And fists are definitely necessary. I have a, if anybody follows my social media, there is a post that I made where I did a custom hands. I had bought 2 extra hands that somebody in Japan was selling and packaged it in and had it imported and everything. And they, I made custom fists out of those hands and they look really good. I have those photos posted on social media though. LOL. Ha 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 ha. Too many Godzilla toys hiding his mouse. Yes.
That's the canon event.
I don't even understand why it's not working. I really don't. We need a Kaiser Ghidorah. Yes, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Just cross your fingers, click your toes, and be ready for that price because it's going to be insane.
Yeah, because that's a big boy.
Can you tell me when a Doug figure will be made? Or is it Doug too stupid to be made? It's not that it's a stupid figure to be made or anything. You know, I think it's a very meme figure for sure. Meme character. But I don't think MonsterArts has any interest in making that based off my discussions with them. It sounds like they're really just sticking towards the leading kaiju of the Monsterverse.
I think you'd sooner see Haya do a Doug than S.H.M.A. at this point.
Yeah. Out of those 3 on screen, who is your favorite? I mean, before I would have said the Gigan figure was my favorite, but I think the reissue of Final Wars is now my favorite of the 3. Monster X is still number 3. I think Monster X could have used a lot more paint wash. It was never advertised to have paint weathering effects or anything like that. I just think it could look a lot better, though. It's very clean.
Yeah. Got to dirty him up. He did come from a friggin' asteroid, after all.
Yeah. Dirty Purdy has a nice 3D printed little figure of Doug. Kind of scales with MonsterArts. Good to know.
Perfect.
Can you guys make Manila SH MonsterArts? Chat, tell him. Tell him. Tell him now. No, like Doug is like stupid, not his design.
Like the character himself is
stupid. I don't know. I mean, I don't think they think about that when they're making figures. Oh wait, here it is. Here it is. There we go.
Yep. He is not S.H.M.A. He's not Bandai.
I'm not Bandai. I didn't wear my shirt today. That's what happened. I didn't wear my shirt that said that I'm not Bandai. Okay, I'm back. Hey, Dorky Films, welcome back, man. Welcome. We're doing Q&A right now for 15 minutes. For Rob, what's one S.H.M.A. you would like to have outside of Shin Awakening? Ooh, tough question. How will you answer?
God, that's a hard question. I might have to go to Michael's website.
Yeah, you just might. Oop, you cut out there, bud.
There's a lot. Did I cut out?
Yeah, you did.
I'm good now?
I think so.
It might be because I'm moving all this stuff over. Okay. This is a tough one. You know what? I'll be Space Godzilla. Space Godzilla or Biolante.
Oh, okay.
Because Biolante is Biolante. Rarely gets figures enough as it is. And S.H.M.A. Space Godzilla, it could be either or of them. I think they all look pretty cool. So, yeah, I'm going Heisei this time.
Not bad. Let's pick another one right here. He ain't Bandai. Yes. I ain't Bandai. Sorry, buddy. I'm not Bandai. But I'll be happy to pass on those kind of things when I talk to them.
Hire me.
Are there any chances for another Destroyer release? It is the year of Destroyer, as they say, so stay tuned. We're not done with releases for MonsterArts this year. They're currently on October releases, so there's 3 more months left to announce. So stay tuned.
It's gonna break me by the end of the year if that happens.
Yeah. What? Let's see here. What monster would you like to be made into a MonsterArts figure? I would love Baggin. Period. That's it. Just give me Baggin, and then after that, I'm content. How about you, Rob? Any other figures? Ones that haven't been done yet.
Oh man, the Gargantuas.
That's a deep cut right there.
Yeah,
I don't think I've seen it. I haven't even seen that movie.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Oh, it's quite terrifying and heartbreaking and awesome.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't want to say it's a mean-spirited movie, but it definitely goes the route of like a less than light-hearted Showa era flick. So, it's a very, very great movie.
You know, I just realized that I'm just looking at the live stream right here, and I didn't realize that my logo in the bottom right corner is covering some of the questions. So I'm moving this to the other side. And I will fix that for the future, so that way we're not losing questions. Okay.
All right.
New merch t-shirt that says, "I'm not Bandai." Dude, it already exists. I have 3 different shirts right now that say that. You feel that the tariff situation has settled enough to open Millennium's pre-orders? Yes. So if they're actually online right now. They're starting to go through. If you go on my website and just check it, I've got Roundup right now. It's Entertainment Earth, Big Bad Toy Store, and Kappa Hobby. I think there's a couple more that just went up today. So yeah, the pre-orders are now going up. I will say that the tariffs have definitely affected the situation. They've gone from the simple, I'll put it this way. Scar King came out for the release of for how much yen was it? 1 second. It's the same price as, 12,100 yen. And that's what the Millennium 2000 Godzilla from Megaguirus also released at. The difference is that when it was solicited here in the United States, now because Scar King was before the tariffs, it was $99, $100, $99.99. And now Godzilla 2000 Millennium its MSRP is $130. So it's a $30 increase because of the tariff situation.
Oof.
Otherwise, it would have been $100. It should have been a $100 figure for the US market. But that's just where we live right now and what we're dealing with. What is y'all's favorite Godzilla figure? Oh, you know what? Rob, I'm going to let you lead on that.
S.H.MonsterArts Godzilla Earth and the Bandai Premium Monster King series Final Climax Shin Godzilla. Those 2.
Yeah. I like the S.H.MonsterArts first release Biollante. That's one of my favorites. Why hasn't there been a Showa Ghidorah? Well, I have some good news for you. Is that the 1972 King Ghidorah is actually on its way, and it should be solicited very soon. I would not be surprised that we will see it on display at SDCC.
Much excite.
Both great choices. I don't know what that is.
Katsura Mifune.
Oh, I just read that dumb. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. The thing is that they can't do likeness for people in the Godzilla movies. There's a weird. It's not just Godzilla movies. It's just in Japan in general. There's likeness rights, and it's full of black tape and everything, red tape. It's very hard to get figures made using people's actual likeness. So we do have the Dr. Serizawa figure and the Zillion figure from Toho Maniacs line, but that is because their faces are covered to a degree. So they are okay to use it. As long as the complete face is not 1-to-1, they can do it. Are there any other versions of Biollante they could do? That's hard to say. I mean, they could do like, towards the end of the movie, battle damage versions of Variant probably, but I mean, there's not too much that you can do beyond that, what we already have. They would have to, though. If they do another version of Biollante, they would have to change it up a little bit because both releases are Bandai Premium.
Understandable.
Are you
Big
happy the
figures.
way they did Jet Jaguar from the 1973 film? I am. I think it's fine. I think it looks fairly good. It looks like the sculpt and the way that it looks just as good as it did in the movie. You know, I know a lot of people out there that are nitpicky when it comes to proportions have pointed out like maybe the head is a little bit too big, and the thighs kind of come out a little bit because of the articulation engineering. But I think it is a good representation of the character in S.H. Monster Arts form, and I say go get it if you haven't, because it's pretty much almost gone at this point. Yeah, definitely. And if you're wondering about the articulation, like some people have said, oh, why doesn't it have figure arts articulation? It's likely because Toho said they didn't want those extra cuts on the figure. They wanted it to retain much of the silhouette and the sculpt without the articulation breaking it up. So it's probably a licensor thing, the reason why it turned out the way it did in that area, in that respect. Let me read this out. It's cutting off a little bit. Task, does the waist on S.H. Sakai 2000 pop off? Mine usually doesn't. Like to sit up straight without some finagling. Was wondering how maybe to fix it. Mine doesn't pop off. I know that if you go too far back, it just kind of stops. But if yours is popping off, I would recommend getting the Kiki Fix loose joints. Maybe I'll put it in the description after the stream if it's not there already. I just haven't checked it, but it should be there already if it's not. But Kiki Fix loose joints you can find on eBay. It's sold by a user in Thailand. All right, well, let me go. I'm a go. Just know, don't pose your old Final Wars head up or down. Its head will fall off. Yeah. Yeah. Even the new one, just the head is designed, the articulation in the head and the neck, it's not designed just to be moved at the head for tilting up and down. You have to move the whole neck to get that effect. It will pop off. They could do a Rosebud variant, but it would have to do a whole new version. I would like the flower form in S.H. Monster Arts, hand down. Even if it had very minimal articulation, I would just love to have that in line.
I agree. Wholeheartedly.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be beautiful.
Like, we have the Super 7 rose form, and that's pretty cool. It does come off toyetic, but that's okay, because that's what they do, you know?
Yeah.
And then they have the new Movie Monsters version of it. I have that. So that's kind of like filling the void.
For now.
How do I fix my Godzilla 7th anniversary because its toenails are chipped? Well, if you have chipped toenail paint, then the only way to fix that is to repaint it yourself. Or if you bought it recently, return it. Let's see here. Hey, you're welcome, man. You're welcome. I like Godzilla 2004 figure. Hey, this one's a winner. My overall verdict on this, definitely pick up the reissue. If you have the original, definitely weigh your options. See if you like the original or if you want the new one. But I think the new one's a winner. The paint apps alone is a significant upgrade in my opinion. Will the final Battle Mecha G be delayed, or does it still release this month in Japan? So one thing to note is that the whole tariff situation does not affect figures being released in Japan. Has no effect on it at all. It only affects the release in America. So as far as Tamashii Nations go, everything is on schedule, and it has been on schedule. Every figure that's been solicited has come out on time in Japan. Final battle version of Mechagodzilla will be out in June. It comes out this month. And then the 95 Burning Godzilla will be in July in Japan.
Oh boy.
I don't think there will be a delay, though, for America, for the US release of this figure, because they've resumed shipping now. The only figures that are being affected delay-wise, shipping is the Gamera Sendai Decisive Battle version. That's delayed because of the situation. Anguirus and Godzilla Final Wars should be out on time still. So look for those towards either the end of June or early July. Parrot's account says, the base of my original Final Wars neck is so tight that I can't even move it up and down the base. I'm pretty sure it's not supposed to be this tight. What should I do? Hair dryer. Simple as that, hair dryer. And if the hair dryer doesn't fix it, the next step is to get some shock oil lubricant and just kind of do 1 or 2 drops to kind of loosen up that plastic seal in there. But what's going on, if it's barely moving even after all that, it's probably because the socket was pushed so far into the sculpt that it's got such a tight grip on the ball joint. And that's the core issue right there. So if you really wanted to get at that, those other 2 fixes didn't work, you'd have to do a little surgery and pop out that socket and then just push it in, but not so deep.
And there you go.
Also, can you pose your Reissue's neck to see if it is different from mine? You know what? You can go back further into the stream. I show different ways of how the neck actually moved and everything. So I'll mark it in the stream later. I like to do what's called abridged versions of this. The live stream will be a big complete stream, but there'll be an additional cut where it'll be a higher quality version, and it'll also get straight to the point. And you can watch that too if you want. But I do move the neck quite a bit in that, so you can take that look if you want to check that out. Excited for Burning Godzilla. He's my guy, my burnt boy. Yeah, he's coming. He's coming soon, man. It's coming soon. Hello, I'm back. Just a question. Will there be a Manda figure? I'm sorry, Prehistoric Toys. I cannot answer that question for you. But feel free to post on Tamashii Nation's social media saying that you want this figure. The more that they see that, the more likely they'll add it to the list. At this time, there are no Manda figures on the list, so it's going to be a bit of a ways before that ever gets made. Oh, let's go. I can't wait till August for Burning Godzilla, so I'll probably buy from Japan, buy or off of eBay Mercari. Yeah. So end of July when it's released, and then I'll be out. You'll probably get it by the beginning of August if you imported it from the buyer there. No problem, man.
Shout out.
Yeah, no problem. What happened if I have a figure that has a bit of a loose ball joint? What can I do? So we've mentioned it a couple times. It's the solution called Kiki Fix Loose Joints. That's what you want to invest in right there. And you can find it on eBay. It's sold by a seller that's based in Thailand. So there are other versions that are sold in China. Those are the knockoff versions of it, though. So try to avoid those versions. Really bugs me. I can't use my mouse right now. Because I was going to pull up the page, but for some reason my mouse is not cooperating.
Technology.
Thank you. Is it normal for the Godzilla 2000 pre-evolved tail to supposed to be super strong because mine is loose? And that if I touch it, it falls off. Joint tolerance, it varies, man. My figure didn't fall off. I know that there's like a lot of people that generally say it's pretty secure compared to past releases. But if you want it to be stiffer, get that Kiki Fix Loose Joints. It's going to be a lifesaver.
Kiki Fix, like Kiki's delivery service.
Yeah, it's literally spelled K-I-K-I Fix Loose Joints.
Yeah. Perfect.
All right, give me a second. I'm a little parched from talking, so give me 1 second.
Yeah. Quench your thirst. Wet the whistle. Do you think they will ever do a G14 2.0?
G14, huh? I'd like them to do it. In talking with the head of Monster Arts, he said that, as long as there's feedback and demand for it, it's a possibility that they can resculpt some of their Monsterverse figures. In my interview I did with them about Shimo, they said that if Shimo reappeared in a future movie, that they would try to get the CGI files this time around, the finalized version. It just happened to be with production when they made these figures. The models weren't done, so they had to use 2D concept art. Oh, that's right. Kiki Fix is dope. It's a wonderful thing. Robo Lizard can attest to it. There it is.
Oh, wouldn't we all?
I would like S.H.MonsterArts Muto male and female figure. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I would love to have that.
I just love to see what they would do. Like the tooling and the whole technical side to it all. I would just
Oh, yeah.
like, cause that's that. Yeah. Like that's the best way to describe that. It's like, how do you do that?
Exactly.
Yeah. Won't be no $50 though. That's for sure.
Let's see, what else do we got here? We're going to wrap it up. 5 more minutes, guys, and then we're wrapping up here. While we're doing that, I'm going to show you guys the box art just to shake it up a little bit on the screen. So there's the figures posed and all that. We're going to go ahead and put this guy up. 1 second. Okay, there we go. There's our 3D box spin of the box art.
Smooth.
All right. Their SH evolved figure is accurate as it is because they had the completed files. So with that, let me bring your question up here because I bring it up higher than this. Okay. I'm not sure which figure you're talking. Oh, sorry, the evolved figure. Yes. So yeah, that one was completed CGI files, and then Yuji Sakai came in and did a little bit of touch-ups here and there to make the molding process work for the size. That one and Mechagodzilla 2021 uses the final CGI files as well. The Godzilla 2019 figure that first was released did use a CGI model with Yuji Sakai touching it up, but it wasn't 100% complete from the movie. So, but it did use CGI. All the other figures in the line, though, for MonsterVerse, they're all hand sculpted.
Wow. Damn.
So Scar King, Zuko, Mothra, Rodan, those are all hand sculpted. Will you guys make a MonsterVerse Space Godzilla when it comes out? Dragon Beast, I think it's been known. I will not make it because I'm not Bandai, but I'll put in a good word just for you. How's that sound?
If he's in the movie.
Yeah, if he's in the movie, right? I want SHMA to make more completely translucent figures like 2019 Exclusive and Comic-Con Explosion. Yeah, translucent stuff is quite expensive. From what I've heard on the production side of things. Like if you compare translucent material to the cost of regular ABS material, it can get more costly.
Oh dear. Didn't know that.
When do you plan on reselling the remaining 3? Oh yeah. So for anybody that hasn't asked this question just yet, when the stream is over with, the remaining 3 Final Wars figures will go on sale to anybody that is interested in picking them up for me. I don't keep 4 figures, so all you have to do is DM me. You can go to my Instagram. You can go to the Facebook. Those are the best 2 to DM me on, and just tell me you're interested in them. It is first come, first serve, so depending on the order of people involved, from there, I will contact you and let you know where you are in line. And then when I do the variance comparison photos, I will send you those pictures before they're publicly released, and you can pick your figure, and then we will talk about sending that to you and how much it will cost. I only sell it for what I paid for plus shipping. That's it. The chat. It's okay, chat. We don't have to go after him. It's cool. A school cross. delayed. A Skullcrawler figure from 2017 and 2021 will be pretty cool. Or maybe Warbot, yeah. I think those figures are pretty far away if they're ever going to be made in the line. I think they... The thing is that they're just... It's whatever Toho really wants them to do. Like, Tamashii gets to say, like, yeah, let's do this figure, but a lot of pressure comes from Toho of what they want to get made. Like the Birding Godzilla, that was a Toho agenda right there.
Rightfully so. It's his anniversary. He deserves a new coat of paint.
Hey, Goji Jojo, welcome, man. We already did our stream for the day. We're just doing some Q&A for another minute, and then we're gonna be wrapping it up. Oh my goodness. Can you make an exclusive battle version of Godzilla Evolve? I'll let them know. Just for you. I'll let them know. It's on the list. It's on the list to do. I don't think it'll be an exclusive. Hey, good. You're on Instagram. Awesome. If translucent parts cost more, it might be why Shimo is so pricey. Absolutely, yeah. Well, I think Shimo's also costly because of the pearlescent coating, the process of doing that. You know, Brian Flynn explained us how that is put on there, and it's pretty spendy.
It's a process. It is a huge process.
Yeah. Coffee. I want coffee.
Coffee is nice.
I want coffee. That's like direct advertisement right there, like coffee.
Coffee.
Right, I do want one now.
Coffee.
It's okay, you know what? Even if you missed everything, I'm going to leave the stream up until I do the abridged version, so you guys can watch the whole stream after this is done and over with. You can watch it for free and everything after the fact. No need to apologize. Okay, one last question, and then we are done. What's one figure that Bandai want to make but can't? I don't actually know the answer to that. I couldn't tell you, honestly. As far as I know, all the Godzilla characters, they have access to. They have access to everything.
They want to make a Shinra Jira figure, but Toho won't let them.
Here I could do direct advertising. Thanks, man. Oh, no, he got me again. Although I will say coffee and mac and cheese do not go together. I'm sorry.
No, your stomach will literally eat itself alive.
Oh, man, no thank you. But both are good, just not together.
Yeah, not together.
Yes, sir. You.
Hey.
We'll see you later, Dragon Beast. Hey, man, come back and watch us again. Just remember, I'm not Bandai. Pancake eggs, but okay, now we're getting in on that. Okay, all right, you guys are making me hungry. Stop it! Stop it!
You stop it! You stop it!
Hey, Gochi. Hey, man, thank you so much. $5. I appreciate that.
You can get a coffee with that.
Yeah, you know what? I might just do that. I might just take that $5 and go get myself a coffee or some mac and cheese. Honestly, I'm probably actually going to go get dinner. It's 8:27 right now where I'm at, so I'm probably after the stream going to take a break and I'm going to go get some dinner, and then maybe tonight I will do another live stream of just doing the photo variance comparison. We'll see. I might do that tomorrow. It's getting pretty late though. Although I do stay up late anyway, so it's kind of a mood thing.
Night owl.
Pancakes or waffles? Oh. No French toast as an option? Come on, man. French toast.
Yeah. And
what
then
do you think,
stuffed French toast.
What do you think, Rob? What would you do? Pancakes, waffles, or French toast?
Oh, God. I would probably do French toast between the three. Just because French toast is super, super filling.
Yeah, French toast is my go-to. Anytime I go to a diner or kind of thing like that, every time, 100%, yeah. I will go do that. French toast.
You'd love the diner down the street from me. They make great French toast, and they make it 24/7.
Yeah. Perchance, definitely coffee. Always a pleasure, guys. Hey, thanks, Daniel, for stopping by. Appreciate you, buddy. have it, boy, the whole section, French toast. Team French toast, yes! Let's go.
Yes.
Let's go. All right, guys, so give me 1 second. I'm going to hit my record button on my camera so I can get this for the abridged version. Oh, we had a light go out, too. Give me 1 second. I got to switch out a light really quick. I told you, 2.5 hours, that's the limit on these things.
Yeah, and this is probably... We're probably well skirting into 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so just switch these out.
Yeah.
And now I have all these Godzilla figures on the floor.
More work to do.
I know, right? After clean up and everything. I'm going to get some freaking food, though, after this. Okay.
Hell yeah.
All right, so here we are. All right, we're going to do our sign-off now. So, welcome, or sorry, that's the other way around. We are not starting this. We are not starting over again. We are done. Okay. Thanks, everybody, for joining us today on this live stream for unboxing 4 2004 Godzilla figures. It was an absolute pleasure to go through all that. Again, I said 3 of these will be available for sale after the variance comparisons are completed. So if you are interested in any of the ones that we're seeing right there, hit me up on Instagram or Facebook, DM me on those, and I'll see if there's space for you right there, and we'll go from there. Other than that, thank you, Shinra Jir, for joining us for commentary. Always a real one for being here and just sitting and just talking Monster Arts.
Of course.
Shooting the you know what, and just relaxing.
Shooting the who's go, having some good conversation, chatting. It's always a fun time. And if I'm free, I'm here. Always.
Excellent. Yeah, I'd like to get it where we get Kaiju Canuck and Mike and Harold all here, but I know weekends are tough for some of us. A lot of us have social lives outside of being inside their homes, except for me.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, it's hard for me to do it during the week. During the week, I'm working pretty late, so I don't really want to do the streams too late. It would mean I have to start them at 8 o'clock. So, but for the weekends, I can start them a lot earlier.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Life.
So again, thank you everybody for joining us today, and we'll see you next time for the Mecha Godzilla Final Battle Edition. That'll be the next one coming up in June. It's set to release June 24th. So we'll see you then. Catch you later.
Catch you latest.